All right. Welcome. Episode 43, Building Character, Caesar RE, Black Act 2K, and our guest this week, who you just said Cam, but is it Nam? I was saying...
It's Nam, Cam,
Okay.
K-Nam, 007, any of it.
007.
K-Nam.
Yeah, K-Nam. Welcome.
K-Nam 95.
I'm probably going to stick in my head, it's Nam. Like, that's how I... Nom. That's how... Yeah, exactly. So Nam's our guest this week, Nam 007 on Facebook Gaming. I'm sure we'll talk quite a bit about that. Hopefully you guys, leave me alone being the Twitch guy here. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, how about you kick us off? Just give us a little blurb about yourself. I know we talked a little bit before, but Black probably knows more than I do. So tell me and everybody else a little bit about yourself.
Oh, yeah. My name is Charles. I stream over on Facebook Gaming. I'm a heavy equipment mechanic during the day. I stream at night. I usually stream 8 to midnight with my wife. I play every night with my wife. She's at least 50% of my content.
Nice.
True.
Nice.
That's true. And yeah, I've been streaming for a little bit over a year now. Here recently, my streams have really started to take off a little bit. I've been doing some giveaways and stuff, and it's kind of been a lot of fun. I'm giving away a monitor right now.
Nice. What kind of monitor are you giving away?
Samsung Odyssey G5, 32-inch.
Nice. Ooh. There you go, everybody. Everybody who's in here early.
My exact monitor.
Yeah.
That is my exact monitor.
Everybody's in here early. Get that plug in. Go follow, follow, turn notifications on Facebook, right?
Oh, whoops. Is it this one?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have it on.
I literally see a black screen.
Yeah, I don't have that back camera on. I was going to show the monitor. It's the exact monitor he's giving away.
No, it's awesome. So anything more before I'm going to ask some questions? You gave me a lot to ask on there.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. You can ask questions. I don't have anything else that I really need to push about.
So, I mean, I'm sure we'll get to more, but you said and your wife, you stream and your wife's 50% of your content. You're obviously probably the other 50%, right? But so tell me a little bit about that. That's interesting because I've introduced my wife recently, like one day a week where, hey, it's like an hour before she goes to bed. Normally I come downstairs and stream when the kids go to bed and she goes to sleep because the kids wake up early and she gets up with them. But she's been spending about an hour one day a week. So I'm interested to hear how that is, considering you do it on a daily basis, it sounds like.
I mean, my wife hardly ever comes in here. She was on camera a few times when I first started streaming, but it takes her like 4 hours to get ready to be camera ready. So that got old real fast. But she plays with me every night. So just our banter back and forth.
Sure.
It's phenomenal.
So she's in another room, basically, is what you're saying? She's in another room just playing.
In another room.
Nice.
She has a computer in the living room.
Nice. No, that's
phenomenal.
That's awesome. It's funny you say that, right? Like I've been in, I don't know, gaming now for probably 4 years daily, right? Like I've always been gaming, but daily, nightly, whatever you want to call it. And my wife hardly comes in here. Honestly, whenever she would have to bring me anything in the room, like if I was live, it was always like an arm sticking in. It's like
I've only seen her arm.
Yeah.
She come on stream.
Yeah, but now you mentioned like the on camera thing, and so I've been bringing her in the room. We don't have anywhere else. We're not set up or anything like that. And I just recently bought a couple split screen games so we can play. Right? She's not going to do COD or Fortnite or things. We tried Fortnite. It's just not going to happen. So we're going to do split screen games. And this monitor, I just got it hooked up now because it's going to my top TV and there. And I'm going to actually have her on that, playing on that now. And I'm going to put a camera on top so I can get like just her on the camera. I'm going to set my extra mic there and everything. But the comment she made was, I'm going to have to do my eyebrows, right? Like exactly what you said, got to get camera ready now. And it's like, hey, babe, I stream at like 8 o'clock at night. Like, I don't think you want to be putting makeup on at that time. You know what I mean? It's like time to get the makeup off, but she's going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, my wife's a stay-at-home mom, so that was She put makeup on probably from noon to about the time I got home, and then we'd make dinner, and then it'd be fucked up. And then she'd have to do her makeup from 6 to 8 o'clock on the day she was doing being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So it was one of those all day events, and it just got real old for her real fast.
Sure. Yeah. The thing is about my, like, I don't know how you guys are about your wives and things like that, but like my wife has always been one of those people that doesn't really need the makeup, but I think for herself, she feels like she needs it. Like some people really cater on it. She was never that person to like really put a lot on. So like when she doesn't have it on, it's not like I know. Like she puts it on and it's like I don't even know that she has it on, right? It's like why'd you take so long? And for like the big events, like a New Year's Eve or something, when her friend does her makeup, I'm like, why do you have all that on? You know what I mean? Like what? This is a little bit too much. Like
Miranda's
cool.
about right in the middle.
Mm.
She rarely wears it anymore, but when she does, it's like 3 pounds of it.
My wife was always one of those scene kids in high school, so she always put on a lot of makeup. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That's why she has blue hair, red hair. She still does that all the time. She always has crazy hair, and I love it to death.
Yeah.
But she's a stay-at-home mom, so.
Uh-oh. We got our first
What's up?
visitor.
How's it going?
So we got
Dude, there's a quick scoop.
you guys stay at home mom. Yeah, I saw it too, right? So stay at home mom. My wife started that when we had our first in beginning of 2020. She went on maternity leave, and then it was always a plan to stay at home. So was that always your guys' plan to be have a stay at home parent?
I think we kind of just fell into it. My wife worked a little bit when being a heavy equipment mechanic. When I leave in the morning at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whenever I leave. When I climb in my service truck, I don't know what time I'm getting home because there's a lot of days that when I get to a job site, I have to get it done before I leave.
Sure.
So there's some nights I don't get home till 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, you basically
she wouldn't be able to keep a job.
Sure. Yeah. So what's the? I'm gonna Black. I don't know if you have more. I'm gonna go back to family and those kind of questions, but I'm interested in. If you have the biggest piece of equipment that you've kind of worked on.
The biggest piece of equipment I've ever worked on is probably a 797 haul truck.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah. See, I work in mines all the time. That's the only place I work. I don't work on skid loaders. I don't work on small backhoes.
Sure.
That's not my forte.
Sure.
It's not. I think the smallest truck I work on a regular basis is probably a 60-ton. That's a 60-ton capacity truck, not a 60-ton. The whole truck weighs 60 ton. The whole truck probably weighs 100 ton.
Holy cow!
Before it's loaded.
My God.
It's big articulating bastard.
Yeah. And then, so I'll ask another. Where are you from? You're working in the mines. You said
Missouri.
Missouri. Okay. And and so how did you get into working on heavy equipment? Like what started you down?
I went to school to be a heavy equipment mechanic. Got out, worked in a road and a fleet shop for Swift Trucking, a trucking company. Left there, went to Ken because there wasn't when I got out of school it was 2011, and it was right after, so there wasn't a whole lot of jobs out there, and everybody was kind of. So I took what I could get, and then I left there, went to a truck dealership, worked there for probably 3 or 4 years. Got mad, left the truck dealership, went to work as a quarry mechanic for a contractor in a mine. And then I left there, went to work for a Komatsu dealer, and they here locally. And then I left Komatsu, went to Caterpillar because Caterpillar's union. So now I have pension and all the other good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one to have. Yeah. I can
Komatsu.
Black, we've had a couple people from central US and Missouri. I hear him talking and I feel like I hear the Missouri. Are you from Missouri, like originally? Born and raised Missouri? Yeah, he definitely is.
I was born in Missouri and grew up in Missouri. I have to go get my kids this chocolate bar
Go ahead.
because they're in there throwing a fit, and my wife isn't letting them come in here to get it, and it was in my desk, and it was for their after
Go ahead.
midnight or their dinner after or their night snack. So
Grab
I'm feeling
one.
like an asshole right now while she's chewing their butts to the wall.
It's like, I want in there. I hear his voice, Black, and I'm like, I don't know if I would have got it, like if I had to guess, but I feel like that'd be a fun game to play, you know?
Oh yeah,
Bring a
where
guest
you
in, not know
from?
where they're from, and then just try to take a guess at it.
Yep. It'd be solid.
So I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Hey, your internet didn't go out, and you know. What?
I just had to go give some kids a chocolate bar.
No, we had our buddy. It was like our fourth episode. His internet went out, and he was gone for like, what was that? Like 45 minutes,
Something like that.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. And he's an internet guy, so it was
It was hilarious.
it was more fun.
Did I
But
see you were having problems with your internet earlier, Black?
I saw him message them on Facebook or something.
Yeah, I did.
Is that what happened? You had some internet issues?
Huh? No.
You just want to talk to him?
Yep.
Upping his speed so we can get them hacks better in Warzone.
No. Well, like my download should be a gig, and it's not. It's like 700,
Sure.
and like honestly, when I'm downloading a 10 gig VOD,
Sure.
it matters.
It does.
You know, it's interesting. The problem is I don't know enough about it. Maybe you already know, but I talked to Dustin a while back about like what I could do to improve those, because like I get the same. I'm supposed to get a gig, but I get probably like 700-800 down.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
And I don't expect to get a gig. I'm just like 950-ish range,
Sure.
and I'm good.
Yeah, there's just nobody else on the internet when I'm online, so it's like, why the heck am I having any problems? But figured out in the next house, I'm gonna make sure there's a tethered network throughout the whole house, because some parts of my house I have to turn off Wi-Fi because I'm not getting any signal. The internet page won't load. Yeah, Nitro said he gets the same 7,800.
Mine's got to be a bandwidth issue. So I installed a second router to kind of take away some of that bandwidth, or get back some of that bandwidth, and our TV started working. So that's good. Because anytime I would fire this fucking shit up, my TVs would be like, "Oh,
Wow.
Disney Plus for you."
Right. And you're like, I can't do that.
Yeah, so I went to Walmart, got another router, and boom, they're able to watch TV, and I'm able to do what I do. But otherwise,
You run everything on wireless, Black?
all of their stuff is. My stuff's all
wired in,
cable
yeah.
driven. That's why I'll like take priority and destroy that bandwidth.
Right. So you what games do you play with the wife? Is she into
Call of Duty. My
Okay.
wife is kind of hyper fixated on Call of Duty and doesn't really like to play anything else. We've tried a few other things, and we play it for probably 30 minutes, and then we're back on Call of Duty.
Sure. Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
She could be hyper fixated on something worse than that. We could put playing World of Warcraft every night. I'm glad we don't do that.
Yeah. You're like worse than that. So you're not a fan of Warzone right now, or Call of Duty? Is that the deal? Is it Warzone or is it multiplayer or?
It's Warzone.
They're rebirth people.
Okay.
We're rebirth people now. We used to play Verdansk all the time. Caldera sucks.
Caldera is rough, right? And my friends and I were talking about it, and it's weird
What
because
makes it rough?
yeah, I mean I'll have that conversation
It's a map
with you.
that's made for bush Wookiees.
Yeah,
But I push constantly.
So the problem I have with that map compared to Verdansk, right? Because I mean, I didn't play much of Verdansk, right? Black, you saw me. It took a while before I got into it, and I've been playing a lot of Caldera, right? I've been playing a lot. My biggest difference, I'll say, is like where Verdansk had like you could camp, but you were camping outer edge, right? And you had to push in at some point. You weren't able to camp. Now people can camp in the middle of the map.
There's fucking tunnels everywhere.
But on top of that, right? On top of that, if you're not camping and you're just trying to get through something, that middle of that map is literally a death trap because you're running up a mountain. You have nothing to hide behind as you're trying to honestly not camp, just push through. My team's a very passive team a lot of the time, right? But I'm never like, oh, I'm just going to sit in this bush, right? Now, if you're 5 teams left and all of a sudden you're the only solo left, it's a different story, right?
Yeah.
But when it's like the whole game, so go ahead, Nam, you were going to say something on that too?
Oh yeah, there's no good rotations in Caldera like there was Verdansk. Like if somebody had high ground on you, like if you're coming up the hill out of the river in Verdansk, you could rotate right or left and get around them.
Sure.
There's no rotation around that mountain where you can get to where they can't see you.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have to go into peak, you're just screwed. You're screwed. You know, like I like dropping mines. It's like in the middle of the map, right? And I'm not a big middle of the map type of person. I like to work the outside and work my way in. I like dropping mines. The problem is if it doesn't push south or north directly, right? If it pushes east or west, like you're either going up the hill, you know, towards whatever village in that side of the map, or you're going up the hill towards peak, and it's awful. It's so frustrating. Yeah. But I mean, I've enjoyed the struggle, which is weird. I've enjoyed the struggle. I would have not played the game if they locked me into Vanguard guns. I wouldn't, like, there's no chance. Yeah, I saw that picture. I saw that picture.
Open area.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Versus Verdansk open area.
Right, and that's what I said. Like it's.
But I do think they're missing a lot because this shit was always a bitch.
So the airport though, they're not covering.
Big open area.
But they're not covering airfield either, though. Black, like that air, like that.
Yeah, I guess they're not.
That's just a landing strip, right? It's definitely open,
Yeah.
but the problem is the trees aren't as thick in Caldera, so you can't even get cover behind a tree for a second while somebody's lasering you from up top. It's like you're dead, you know. So
there's trees. There's a lot of places around Peak that there is no trees.
Right? Yeah, you're right.
They're just laying down in a ditch.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Honestly,
then you can lay down in a ditch.
The word. As much as it sucks to be open and like trying to run up hills, if I could run up a hill, maybe I'd be okay with them having a hill.
Yeah.
That's the other problem. It's like all of a sudden I'm on this rock and it's like, wait, how do I even get up here?
You're trying to push left to right in that map. You know, we said there's that big dip there by, and you get caught on those hills. You can't get out unless you swing south there out of the mines.
Now, you
can't get out of there at all.
Do you play controller or mouse and keyboard?
I play controller. I play on Elite controller.
So I was just going to say, I can't tell you how much I'm spamming like my space bar to try to jump up some of those rocks. I'm assuming it's the same on controller. It's like, get me up this fucking mountain. Like, why am I stuck on this hill? And then somebody starts shooting you. It's like, well, I'm screwed now.
Yeah.
It feels like
forever. I'm really glad to get rid of the Vanguard mode, though. The Vanguard vehicle sucked.
Yeah.
Everything but the planes.
So Plunder is
honestly,
Vanguard.
Sucked.
Isn't that messed up? I tried to play Plunder today, like while the kids were napping. I just wanted to level up a couple Vanguard guns that everybody's been using. And it's Vanguard only. So like the cars, you got the planes in there. I'm like, why? Like, what if I wanted to level up my other guns? You know, like I can't do it there. Messed up. They make some interesting decisions there.
Level them up with contracts. That's what everybody else does.
I want to not die. Like, I don't know.
That's what most people drop into Plunder for, is to get the contracts for their weapons because of how fast it works.
But you can't. Yeah. I'm saying the Plunder right now is Vanguard only. It disables non-Vanguard guns.
Yeah.
That's the problem, Black. Like, I want to level up.
What guns are you trying to level up?
The one dude, Kinetic, told me to level, and he's in stream right now. He told me to level up the M13 because he's got a build right now for the M13, and it's like I can't level it up in Plunder, you know? So that's a big one. But I'm glad you guys stick it out.
So if you do Rebirth and you just do the supply runs, they're only like 50 meters from where you pick them up.
Oh, wow, that's good.
And you can do like 7 or 8 supply runs, and you can keep spawning back in.
Right.
And then when you spawn back in, you can just fall right on the buy station.
That's a good idea.
So if you have an anchor, you can just pick up the supply runs, and then you can just fall on the buy station. And
that's a good idea. Might try that. That's a good
idea.
And
then you can be the anchor with your loadout if you're trying to load up a gun and have somebody else fall on the buys for you.
Right.
Yep. You get the same credit.
That's a great idea. Good call. I will try that. Thank you. Thank you for that advice. Because there's a bunch of guns that are like, use these guns. And I'm like, Okay, but it's painful because everybody else is lasering me. I don't get any damage. All I'm getting is from carrying my goddamn gun around because I'm not killing anybody with it.
There's an M13 loadout that's like the blue something, and it's almost the build it needs to be.
But I'm not buying loadouts. You know that.
I think it was a battle pass one.
I'm not getting it now. It's over with. Thanks for telling me things that don't help me. Listen, no, I'm already like him more than you already because he gave me things that actually work. You're spitting nothingness. What's interesting about that though? What do you guys? I wanted to ask about that. Being people that play Call of Duty a lot, how do you feel they're gonna handle transitioning to Warzone 2? Because apparently those guns are thrown out, and so all that money that people spend in the game just goes where? Out the window.
Nowhere. I mean, but in all the previous Call of Duties, it went out the window.
I agree.
In a 12-month cycle. Like, you could buy stuff in, like, the last 3 titles that way.
Right. And but that's what's interesting about it, right? I think of it compared to
Fortnite.
Because it's like a battle royale, right? It's trying to go that route with it. And the thing is about Fortnite, they're not creating a new game or every chapter you throw out all your skins before, right? You're accruing them, right? And that's part of it. So for Warzone to just be like, nah, see your operators later.
I'd like
see
to see what Fortnite's going to do when they go to Unreal Engine 5.
You don't think they're going to transition them over?
I don't know. They're going to, when they go to where it's just for the new consoles, I'd like to see what they're going to do if they're going to take all the time to code that into there. Because they would have.
For some reason, I thought they had some things on Unreal Engine 5 already, but I don't know because I don't follow the underlining things enough as maybe I probably should.
I mean, I think the only game that's running on Unreal Engine 5 right now is that Matrix game. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen it. Isn't that Horizon Zero Dawn running on Unreal Engine 5 or something too?
I'd have to find.
Yeah,
I'd
have to look. But I mean, it's a good question. They better fucking keep it around. I'll lose my goddamn mind.
I don't know if they will or not when they come out because it'll be Fortnite 2 at that point because it won't be available for the old consoles anymore.
I hear you.
But I mean, it's also a mobile game, so
unless they keep the other one like not up, but like you have to move to it and just you can't play it on your old system because that's what they did with like Apple, right? With that whole lawsuit, like you just couldn't get it on the Apple devices anymore for some period of time. Now it's back, but that's a good question. I mean, I'll lose my mind. Let me tell you right now, I will lose my goddamn mind if they strip it. Like I'm asking the Call of Duty one level-headed right now because I know I've only gotten like 2 things in that item shop, so I feel good about it. And I'm like, I don't care. Oh well, whatever. I got my use out of it.
I felt like it was going to come when they dropped the new match. I expected it.
I didn't expect they even stated that they weren't sure if they were going to put all the guns in. So,
I'm talking like skins. Do you think they'll take operators over or no? You think you'll lose them?
Operators are gone, bro.
Okay, so that's the thing. That's I'm so glad.
Here's the other thing. It's going to be Modern Warfare 2 is going to be the base game that year. So a lot of the Modern Warfare operators are going to be there again.
Sure.
As long as I have my Alex with one leg, I'm Gucci. Do whatever you want, COD. I don't care.
Oh man,
I like all my guns.
I don't think they're ready to bring back Modern Warfare 2. I think they're just gonna ruin my memories. They're gonna ruin my memories. Just leave it untouched.
I don't think they're gonna call it Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're gonna call it that, but it's not gonna be the exact same game because they already did a remaster of it.
They did, and that was.
They might call it Modern Warfare 22.
Yeah.
Because they called it Modern Warfare 2019.
2042. Why not?
Yeah, right. 2042. Yeah. Battlefield flopped, right?
2043.
I watch people play like the dad body Cav, right? They were playing it. They might still play it. I just you pick where you land. Like I don't understand that. You just like load right back into where you died. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's one giant multiplayer game.
Multiplayer.
Yeah, one giant multiplayer.
It is.
Oh man.
No, Battlefield lost it when they made 3. 3 was perfect, and everything past that was fucked.
Yeah.
So let me ask another controversial question around it. It's fresh on the mind with Blackstream yesterday. Obviously, you made a comment about Black, and it was around him hacking, right? His internet. He won't be able to get the good hacks.
They won't be able to get the good hacks.
So
Wait, what?
I noticed something yesterday, and I have a theory. Okay, I know he discredits it a lot, and he usually says he's not hacking, but he was Oh, you just messed up everything on my stream. There,
No, I
thank
didn't.
you. Yes, you did. You moved everything around. Everybody's names were different. You were awfully nice to that hacker yesterday. Like, very questionable nice. Almost like he was like
I am not gonna
a
piss
mutual,
off a hacker
almost like a mutual
that
respect
has
for
the
him.
ability to stream snipe. Not happening.
Why does he have the ability to stream snipe?
'Cause I stream, you idiot. What do you mean?
Can't you block on Facebook or no?
You really think that's gonna stop them when they have probably 5 accounts that
Listen,
they cycle between?
The conversation he was having sounded like he was I'm not here to bother people type of thing. That's what I got.
Yeah, which is a good thing. I said it yesterday. It was odd to find a hacker with morals because he didn't want to kill
he didn't
streamers.
have morals.
He said he didn't want to kill streamers.
Well, that's not morals.
That's not morals. Like, what do
That
you?
just means he doesn't want his
You don't
gamer
wanna get
tag
banned,
videotaped.
Yeah. Thank you, Nom. He doesn't want
Well, that's
somebody
too
sitting
late.
there with the.
Juke is already making my video,
He
bro.
doesn't want somebody sitting there with the community now spectating him with all these people watching, all reporting outside of the game. Like, what do you?
True.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
if
doesn't
you're-
want a
if
video
you're
of that says
watching-
Activision.
If you're watching, Kyle, just so you know, I know your name. I will never forget it.
No, oh my God, I don't think anyone's gonna forget Kyle.
I
dude.
really hope you figure it out because it's not the hackers he's ruining the game for. Okay, like if he went in and only killed hackers, I'd be like, yes, you're a good hacker.
No,
Thank you.
Me, Budster, Chris, and Dom were on a hot streak
I
until
know. I
that
saw your
hacker
thing.
hit.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad. We were on a crazy hot streak, man.
What are your thoughts on it? Because like, no, I mean you play a lot of Call of Duty. Do you run into that? Like, a lot of people
more wall hacking than I feel like
Sure.
I do
aimbot.
Aimbot is something to get you banned real quick. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are running wall hacks because they're aiming ADSing on you way before they ever.
Which is frustrating,
there.
right?
Yeah, agreed.
But the aimbot, in my opinion, like I don't like somebody who's able to know, but there are a lot of players who are better than me that know just by their ears, right? They know where people are at and just game sense. Aimbotting, you cannot match what that guy was doing yesterday and just shooting a mile away with a fucking bullfrog, hitting every shot and killing people like immediately is just
Yeah, you can't. But that's also why those accounts don't last long.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
I'm telling you right now, we were in a match
He had
yesterday.
19 people watching him towards the end.
Well,
Like,
we were in a
his
match
account's probably not
yesterday.
alive.
Last night, we died, clearly, saw the kill cam, hacker. We won our gulag and then backed out while flying back in. We're like, we're not doing this. Like, there's no reason to play that game out. I'm going to make a stand against a guy who's clearly cheating? Like, it's just miserable, you know? Just ruins it. But I don't blame. I mean, there's a lot of Activision blame. I think the only thing that I would blame them for is the false advertising of like, hey, we're going to make a stand against this, right? Other than that, it's like, it's hard to prevent. It's not easy.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy being cheesy.
It definitely isn't easy.
But I was surprised to hear that how like okay with hacking that kid. Were you in his chat at that time yesterday, Charles, or no?
I had came through, but I wasn't there when he interviewed him, just when he was spectating him.
Okay, he was like in and out of the chat, and
Anytime I had
said-
a question for him that he couldn't answer with a yes or no, he would type it.
yeah. And to be honest with you, I apologize to Black because I was a little bit more toxic than I normally am to other people. I'm always a little bit of a brute to Black himself.
Deserves it.
Yeah. But to the rest of the chat, I'm usually like, hey, only if I know him, I interact with them kind of thing. I don't kind of like go in on him. But the moment he came in and he was like kind of defending the fact that he was hacking. I'm like, look, bro, if you go kill other hackers, I don't. Everybody's gonna give you a fucking medal, right? We're like, thank you. If you can identify the hackers and only kill them, people are gonna say thank you. But when you go in and you kill these helpless people who are just trying to enjoy their Saturday, come on, bro.
It sucks because it ruined our hot streak. We didn't have a good game after that.
He killed
And we
60
ran into a
people in
hack.
there.
Well, we ran into a hacker next game too, but he wasn't as good.
I agree, Callie.
Or he didn't pay as
Black
much.
does got hacks, and I'm telling you, it was suspicious of how well he was treating that kid yesterday.
Because I'm not pissing someone off that has the ability to stream snipe me and kill me effortlessly
Every game.
single time.
So annoying.
That would almost be worth some content. I bet he could just stream exactly your stream over on Twitch and watch you get that mad. Just put his camera over your camera.
Because I would be done with God.
I think I could avoid him.
No.
You just put
Not if you stream sniping and aimbot. No,
Well,
fucking
no.
shot,
I'm
bro.
saying
He
I
will
could-
hunt you like
I'm
a
saying I
fucking
can avoid
mule.
him because he won't know. I'll just mix up my playlist. He just won't know. You know? You just have to mix up your playlist.
There's ways to help. Yeah.
Like
But I
have
just
somebody in
really
a
long
Discord
transitions
call,
in
make
there, and
it
you start
seem
your
like you
game
have
in the middle of transition.
four different voices in your Discord call, so he thinks it's quads, and then all of a sudden it's
No,
not because one of
you
them's just
need the
a
sound
fluffer.
on your fucking stream deck that makes the noise when you ready up.
Yeah, all of it. Oh man.
That'd be solid.
Or just put him through torture, like take him into game modes he just hates, you know? Like fly around in a Vanguard plane for a little bit, you know?
That'd be great.
No.
We did ask him to fly the car, and he said it got patched.
Yeah, I heard that.
I was pretty upset about that one. I
Yeah.
wanted to see the flying car, bro.
Yeah. I mean that was funny, right? That was funny.
Dude, it's like, dude, all I think about is when Tim the Tatman went, "Oh, it's Harry Potter." I fucking lost it, bro.
That one's just sad though. Like, how did you let that happen? You know?
Yeah, for real.
You just let this car get the plane mechanics, right? Like weird. So Nam, do you guys play duos? Do you play with like squad? What do you guys do?
We play duos, and then we usually pick people up. We play with Sticky Nicky a lot,
Okay.
and we play with another guy, Bearded Gaming 2011, on the weekends.
Nice.
And then we play with Black when we can. We play with people out of my chat. Play with Ricky Doza out of my chat. Wheel Snipe Selly.
Nice. I was gonna, and they enjoy the husband and wife banter going back and forth of the game, right?
Oh yeah.
It's weird, right? It's weird that people get enjoyment watching two other people kind of bicker with each other. It's a weird infatuation. My chat does it. I mean, it's not my wife that I'm arguing with. It's like my buddies, but they love the fact that we're just like,
Oh yeah.
bickering with each other the whole time.
Banter's the best.
Hold on,
Yeah.
wait. My wife wants Black Egg to know that he's a bully. She wants him to know that.
Do you
And
bully?
he's mean to her.
Do you bully her? That's kind of mean.
Just my wife.
That's kind of
Just
mean.
A little bit. A little bit. It does happen.
He used to be nice, Charles. He used to be nice.
Then he came to Facebook. It's us guys over here on Facebook. We're all mean and assholes.
I think it was before that. I think
And hacking.
I think when they cut his head open, they unwired something. You know?
Although I will be honest, I've had my mother and wife tell me that I have been different since my surgery.
Really?
Well, I mean, it doesn't change the fact that I changed professions.
Sure.
My entire life as itself
Sure.
was the
Yeah.
opposite. Like, of course it changed.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know you too long prior to that, a couple months, but I would say I haven't. Still the same asshole. You know? So do a squad. Nice.
Ooh, got the shout out. Let's go, Bearded.
Now, if you have 4 kids.
Oh yeah, we have 4 kids. I have a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, or a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old now.
Nice.
They're 11 months apart, the 4-year-old and the 3-year-old.
Nice. And so Boys, girls, what do you have?
3 girls, Isabella, Ivana, and Anastasia, and then Edward.
Nice. Oh yeah, you said you had an Edward before we went live. Is Edward the youngest?
Edward is the 6-year-old, and then
Okay,
Anastasia is the youngest. Ivana's the 4-year-old, and Isabella's the 10-year-old.
Nice. I was gonna say, I don't know. Excuse me, being the boy in that family, if it's better to be the oldest or the youngest, so it's probably good to be in the middle. You know?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that go. Do you have any siblings yourself growing up?
I have 4 sisters, and they're all older than me.
So your son would have been the same boat if that was the case, but I guess he doesn't know that. But you can at least relate to him then, right? Having the 3 sisters. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool. How's that?
It definitely was different growing up in a house full of girls.
Sure, I bet. I grew up in the opposite. I mean, I didn't have any sisters, so it was just my mom. So it was definitely a house full of boys, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. So I thought this. So we have a boy, 2 boys. I thought this. I'm curious what you and Black both think. Having multiple daughters, 1 older, 1 young, or 2 younger for you, Nam, right? I just think about the boy growing up, the sisters coming home with their friends, you know, they're like hanging out. It's like now all of a sudden your boy has a crush on one of their friends. Then you have to handle that situation, you know? It either goes sideways, you know, either sister gets upset or you know. Do you guys worry about that at all? That was in my mind. No?
In the least.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're all too little right now to think about
Sure.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got time. It'll come fast. It'll happen fast. That's the one thing I've realized. These kids are growing up way too damn fast. Which makes us grow up faster. Black, so you don't think about that at all? Like future? Obviously, it's too early now, but you don't think about that at all? Mason just like wanted to date one of their friends. No?
Go for
I
it.
can tell you, as the youngest boy in the family,
Yeah.
I always thought my sister's friends were weird.
Same. I mean, I grew up with a bunch of sisters.
Hold
and I
on.
thought they were all real weird.
I got a follow-up question to that comment. Is your wife older or younger than you, or same age? No.
My wife's younger than me.
That's why. See, you weren't into older women. You weren't into older women.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that could be it.
What?
He wasn't into older women. He thought they were weird, and he's married to a younger woman.
Same.
Well, yeah, but when I was 13 years old, all them 16-year-olds were hot. I mean, let's be honest.
All right. Yeah, you're
Just
right.
not the ones that were friends with my sisters. That's what made them weird.
Oh, okay. Okay. It was just.
I knew too much about them.
It was like, wait a minute. You're friends with her. There's something wrong with you if you're friends with her.
Oh god.
She's weird, so you must be weird too. That's a good point.
For real, Don.
I don't know. I asked that question. I won't. I know that I have no plan. We have no plans of having another, and we had 2 boys. That has always been in my head. I grew up with only brothers, so I never thought of worried about it or anything like that. Right? I guess you always worry about them trying to date the same person, and then that's a hard one, right? But
And also, my son's like 4 years different than his sister, older than him. So, I mean, if he has a crush on their friends, they're going to remember, hey, you were the little kid that
You're
was
the
running around with a
weirdo.
snotty nose. So I don't have to worry about nothing happening there.
I might actually have a problem because my kids are really close together.
listen, you might not think about it. It's always in the back of my head.
Yeah, but don't you have 2 boys?
Well, mine aren't close together, but that's what I just said. They might fight over the same girl at some point. You never know.
I
don't know.
I need to. No, it might happen.
That might
for
be the
real.
worst problem, right? That might be a worse problem to have.
So I was actually talking with a friend of ours, like a friend of the family, and she, we were talking about how Mason and Sophia get really aggressive sometimes towards each other, and she was like, "Oh, it's just because Mason's growing up and he can finally hit back."
Mhm.
And I was like, I kind of just gave her a look, and she went, "Let me tell you a story." So she tells me a story about how her how her younger son was always picked on by his older sister. Well, they're all really tall. Like everyone's super big in the family. Like they're just big people. And she said I had never ran up the stairs faster than when he fought back for the first time. Because she looked me dead in the face and she was like, he was gonna kill her. He was like, she just said he was gonna kill her. A lot of pent up anger there, man.
Sure.
Oh,
Years of it, right?
Yeah, dude. She was like, he had her in a headlock and he was about to be done.
Yeah.
I fear the day, man, because Mason don't know his limits.
Sure. Yeah, you talk about how much he messes up your room.
He just did it again today. There's a bottle of dye that's all over my mouse pad and chair. And
Why do you have a bottle of dye in your room, Black Egg?
I have all kinds of dye.
Why don't you put it in a locked drawer?
All right.
I feel like that's your fault.
Is locked.
Hey, no, I try to defend Mason all the time. He just, listen, he is subconsciously setting Mason up for these things just so he can be mad at him later, for him to have a reason later. He's subconsciously setting him up. I'm Team Mason here.
My wife definitely just said that it's actually butthole bleach. That's what Black Egg has in his best drawer.
Is that true, Black?
He's even there.
He's off staring now. Black, everything okay?
Are you good?
Chat
Yeah,
coming
I'm
through.
good. Sorry. I was looking at something.
Yeah, you're reading chat. I figured that's your TV on the right? Isn't your TV to the right? Yeah. Chat. No.
I just put a TV on my setup yesterday.
Nice.
Well, I went to having that gambling, that exclamation point bet command in my chat, so now people can earn channel points since you don't just get channel points on Facebook
The same
for
way.
being in chat.
Yeah.
So I needed more room to be able to keep up with chat.
What can they do with channel points in
So right now
Facebook?
they can get for 1,500 channel points, they can get an extra entry, one per day, into the giveaway. For 1,500 channel points, they can get their own chat command for 1 week. For 1,500 channel points, they can get their own chat sound command for 1 week. For 10,000 channel points, they can get their own chat command forever. Or their own chat sound forever is what we got going on right now.
And they can only earn channel points on Facebook through the gambling.
Oh, they also earn them by commenting once per every 5 minutes.
Okay.
You get them.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know. I didn't even know there were channel points for
so many ways.
I didn't know there were channel points on Facebook, to be honest. Where
It's Knoxbot. It's just a bot.
Knoxbot.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't think I saw any way. And then they redeem by doing the same thing through that bot.
Yep.
Yeah, through the bot. Yep.
Nice. So what do you run? You have 2 monitors and a TV, or 3 monitors and a TV?
I have a 49-inch monitor, like a 32.9 monitor is my main monitor, and then I have 2 1080 monitors. One's for my OBS, one's for my whatever, and then I have this 40-inch TV that I'm running for my chat right now.
Nice.
But Caldera didn't like it yesterday, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to go dual PC or not.
Yeah.
But I also have an RX 6800 XT, so I have 16 gigs of video memory.
Okay.
So I definitely have enough graphics card to push it, but it was messing with it yesterday afternoon. But then late night, it wasn't messing with it.
Warzone, man, it's just that's the thing.
It's not an optimized game.
Yeah, just
I can do anything in any other game I can do except for Warzone.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, any other game I can run max settings.
It's frustrating.
Max.
I watch my frames.
Which usually I can run max settings, but I had to turn them down last night when I added this 4th monitor.
I watch my frames. I just get so annoyed.
On COD are maxed. Besides, like a few that make the scenery look better. Like
but also,
shadows,
I'm running
none of that.
1440 by 5120, so I'm basically running a 4K monitor at 100 or at 90 hertz.
Yeah.
Yeah, my frames. I mean, though, Black, you were in yesterday. I'm like, I just want to see a little bit further, right? Like, it doesn't load in, you know? You get a sniper out and you can't see, 200 meters or something like that. That's a problem. I need to be able to see 200 meters because that's why I have a sniper, right? I don't have a sniper for 50-meter shots, right? So it's frustrating. But I don't know. I not ready. There's no graphics cards out for me to grab yet that I want to grab in order to run a dual PC setup.
Especially with the prices they are right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I had to buy a whole nother computer to get my graphics card.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I
Which
guess you could try to sell your
Alien.
Alien. Yeah, nice.
I bought an Alienware for about $1,400 with the graphics card I wanted in it because I couldn't get the graphics card for $1,400, and I took my graphics card out and put it in there, and that's the computer my wife uses now to play her game.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of that, right? I've seen a lot of that to get the graphics card specifically. I mean, I just, right before Christmas, it was like my Christmas gift to myself. I basically upgraded everything except the graphics card, the power supply, and the storage. And I just have my other tower underneath my desk right now with those pieces missing. So if I can get my hands on a graphics card, a better one, then I'll take my old graphics card out. And if I get a lower end one, then I'll put the lower end one in. My problem is, Black and I've talked, I just don't know that I want to go through the headache of a dual PC setup. Like, it is really nice to load up one PC and have everything flowing. But
I do miss the simplicity of it all.
I mean, it's very nice, but at the same time, I bet you also enjoy like the no headache of, Caldera running, right? So it's a pros and cons.
Yeah, I mean, it really sucks when my Caldera, when Warzone messes up, and I have to restart my entire stream because it gets a DirectX error, and that messes up my OBS, and then I can't get it back without restarting my computer. Control-Shift-Windows-B just doesn't fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's frustrating when you have to restart a stream that you're already into.
That's kind of why I would like to go dual PC, is just for that.
Yeah. Peace of mind, right?
Oh, I thought about buying one of those integrated CPUs. I think it would be enough to push a stream. Just if I'm just running OBS on it, like one of them 5800 or 5700 Gs that AMD has.
Yeah.
I think it'd be enough to run a stream. I think it's like a Vega 12 is the graphics processor on it.
Yeah, I have to look. I mean, Black, you said the 3050 was out for a pretty decent price.
$250.
Where
But you can't get it though.
I just got a notification that Best Buy is getting a shipment next week.
Yeah, so it's
They were taking pre-orders.
possible to get something like that, potentially, where then, I put that in my old rig and have a stream rig. My old coworker told me that he had extra power supplies that he'd just give me so I could save money there and then just buy some storage and be done with it. I think the thing that will cost me, honestly, the most will be another Windows, right? I got to buy another Windows license. So
Linus Tech Tips at no pay for it.
For real.
Yeah.
Anytime they open anything on their bench rig, it shows in the bottom right-hand corner. Windows needs to be activated.
Right.
And the other thing about running dual PCs, I'd have to buy a expensive capture card to do that because I have that 5120 by 1440 monitor, and there's only like 2 that support it.
That's true, too. You'd have to spend on a capture card as well. So, yeah, I was just trying to beef up my PC as best I could. The only thing I'm mad about what I bought, the only thing I was disappointed, I messed up with the case that I bought. Even though I liked it, I bought a mid, and it's a little smaller than what I would have wanted. And I didn't want to send it back or anything, so I just kept it. Because I do like it. It's a Corsair. I just wish it was a little bit bigger. That way I had room to expand fans and things like that. Because what did I get?
I think that's part of my game rig's problem, that it's in a mid case.
Yeah.
Because, man, it does. And
mine doesn't really get hot, though.
So fast.
Mine feels good.
Does.
Mine gets hot.
Mine cranks the heat out, bro.
Mine gets
that
hot.
Radiator just, I don't know how it's not boiling.
Yeah.
But mine's also not liquid cooled. I need to get liquid cool mine. I really do.
No, it's actually proven that air is better.
Well, I just need to buy better fans or something.
Linus Tech Tips did a whole thing on air versus liquid cooled. and the air come out like 10% better. It was wild. I couldn't believe it.
I'll tell
I
you.
mean, the
So,
best temps I've ever gotten on mine is when I put a box fan in there instead of the side glass.
I remember that, bro.
I'll tell you what. So, Nob, did you build your rig then, other than the one that you bought? Did you build it?
So I originally bought a CyberPower PC
Sure.
several years ago, and then it had a 3700X processor and a 580 graphics card, the 8 gig. And I replaced the motherboard, the graphics card, I've replaced everything in it except for the CPU because I wanted to go to PCI 4.0 when I got the better graphics card,
Sure.
because all the new graphics cards support PCI 4.0. So I went to the better motherboard, and then I went to 64 gigs of RAM. And then I started messing with overclocks, and I was in a tournament for Black Hack one time, and it started overheating. So I pulled the side off my case and took a took a box fan and strapped it to the side of my computer and turned it on and continued to stream and play the tournament until it was over, and then started messing with it again.
So you, there was a piece, 64 gigs of RAM. Are you? So I'm always curious about that. Are you running 4 sticks, or is that 2 sticks of 32?
It's 2 sticks of 32. You don't get any benefit running 4 sticks on AMDs.
Okay.
It's only dual channel RAM.
Yeah, gotcha. And I mean, I've heard even with the dual channel, right? Like I've heard even with Intel, it's still prioritizing your main channel more, right, Black?
I use 4 sticks,
You
and
do?
it prioritizes my 2 first banks. Or my 4 first banks, like in
Gotcha.
sequence. So it's like every other one on the board,
Yeah.
whatever.
But no, it sounds very similar. I had a CyberPower PC. It was the first gaming PC I bought. Did well. I mean, I liked it. My problem is once I really got into streaming and wanting some different, niceties. I'm just gonna make up a word there, right? And it's like, okay, I want to upgrade some things. I'm gonna tell you, I got addicted to that.
Oh yeah.
It was easy to get addicted to like upgrading the parts once you realize like how scary but easy it is to do, right? It's like you could fry something if you mess something up, but it's also like not very hard to do everything, right? It's like some screws
Yeah, I
and
find
stuff.
myself looking at computer parts all the time.
Oh man, I stopped, thank God, because I was literally, dude, I bought an i7 12th gen from Micro Center. Best Buy wouldn't price match because Micro Center was like in store only. I was trying to get Best Buy just to match so they could ship it to me, right?
Yeah.
So like it was like a Wednesday night. I'm like, told the wife, I have to go because they might not be in stock because they were on sale or whatnot. They had plenty. But like right before Christmas then, which is like I think 2 or 3 days after I installed this i7 in, built the whole PC up, installed it, Windows, games, everything. I'm ready to go. It drops $50 in price, and I contact Micro Center. It's like, yeah, you just bring your receipt in, they'll give you a $50 refund. I was like, would I be able to bring it back in and exchange it for the i9? They're like, yeah. So I take it out. Like I had it literally 2 days in. I take it out, wipe off all the shit, walk in, give it to him, take the i9 back, and install that one. But then I'm like, obviously looking at all this other stuff, like, ooh, I could do this other stuff, Now I'm in Micro Center, and there's like all this cool shit in there, It's like, oh, that place was crazy cool to see. How like, have you guys ever been to a Micro Center?
There's no Micro Center anywhere near me.
So there's one, near me. I live outside of Philadelphia, so there's like one there, and it was crazy to see because it was so much computer parts, but like I got the sense of like a discount store where it's just like everything's kind of everywhere. It was like a motherboard. You got to follow the right line to get to where you need to be. Like it was like this big map, and you actually have to look around. I don't know. It was weird. I would expect
it's like a Circuit City back in the day. I don't know if you ever went to a Circuit City, but when I was a kid, there were Circuit Cities everywhere.
Yeah.
And I remember going in there when I was a kid with my mom, and it was like that.
It was amazing.
It was awesome when I was a kid. I went in there and played on the Unreal Engine 1.
Sure.
What was that game? What was that game they came out with for Unreal Engine 1?
No.
It's multiplayer online. Oh man. I'd go in there and play on the computer while my mom was doing stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's just amazing that it's like the amount of money in all of those parts in this place, right?
Yeah.
Wild.
Wild. And how it was just like, I don't know. It felt like it was all over the place. And I just like, I took this i7 that I wiped the thermal paste off of, right? Handed them the box. They didn't open it up or anything. I could have put my i7 9th gen in there and they would have just taken it. I could have had both of them, maybe. I don't know. By the time I get home, hey, I don't want to sign up for rewards today. No rewards today. You know?
My phone number.
Yeah, no phone number. I don't want you guys calling me. See ya. Adios. Never to see him again. You know. Oh, but no. So, Black, how often have you gotten a chance to play with Charles and his wife then? Sounds like at least a couple times. You've been able to bully her a little
10,
bit.
15, somewhere in there.
Because I know you're on typically earlier, so it would have to probably be on the weekends, I assume.
Normally, I'm on my night meds when I play with him.
Okay.
Yeah, normally he's not streaming. He's on his night meds.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
So maybe,
not pretty,
maybe
bro.
he is bullying her. You know, maybe he is a little bit more aggressive. It's on those meds.
Oh no, he bullies her during the day in his chat. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She keeps coming back, so she must like it.
That's true. That's
We
true.
are trying to plan a get together though, because we live so close.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to plan some in July, right?
Yeah, July.
July
I need to look at the dates again.
Yeah, somewhere in St. Louis. We're thinking.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way we can go to the zoo with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Rent one of those houses on whatchamacallit?
Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb.
That's
I'm
pretty dope.
excited.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you said you graduated school in 2011, so I'm guessing
I
we're all
graduated
right.
school in 2008. I graduated college in
I
2011.
graduated in 2011.
Well, so that's what I meant. I said school. I just assumed it was college, right? Or you said you said it was for heavy equipment, so I just assumed whatever that was that schooling. But so I graduated in 2012, so we're right around the same age. It sounds like you're probably a year older than me. Well, you said you graduated high school in 2008?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. So cool. No, it's dope.
Can you believe how much has changed since we were in high school? Or
Yeah.
just growing up in the 90s compared to now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like them nostalgia TikToks and stuff, man, that shit it hits me hard every time I see one.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it is totally different.
Yeah, Adam
Than when I
Sandler's
was a
movies
kid.
aren't any good anymore. You know?
Hey, whatever. I just watched his newest, and that was great.
Yeah.
Well, that's coming up on almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is next year. I missed my
Crazy.
my 5-year reunion, which they had like a small little 5-year reunion. I chose to like go to a bar with other people I graduated, and we said it was our 5th year. And,
My chat wants to know if you watched the Steve from Blue's Clues clip.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I
was
did. It was good.
traumatizing.
It was good to watch.
It was good. It was like, God dang, guys.
But I also have a different memory of where he disappeared to. So I'm like, did they lie about where he went to when I knew it, or are they just telling me a different story now? Like, I had a completely different picture of why Steve left Blue's Clues. Because like when he came back, it was like
detective.
when he came back, it was like I went away, school or whatever it was, right? And I'm like, that's not what I remember. But I don't think they put you headlining this if what I remember was true. So maybe I just made that up in my head, Like I remember it being like something way worse than what he described, like him leaving,
Yeah.
But now, what's funny is now my my son, he watches Blue's Clues every once in a while, and it's way different, right, than what it was
It's
when
not
we were
even
watching
the
it.
same. My boy was like, I want to watch Blue's Clues. And I'm like, that ain't Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
All those cartoons are different, man.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
No one's the same as Arthur.
Uh,
I gotta love some Arthur, man.
so whatever they
Arthur, The Simpsons, and Family Guy. No one ever grows up. It's perfect.
So
Oh yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like my memory of like cartoons. I don't know, SpongeBob, Blue's Clues. Like, I don't remember learning from those things, right? But I'm telling you right now, my 2-year-old, when he's doing things that happen in Coco Melon, and I'm like, how the hell is this stupid brainwashy show so good at teaching these kids? Go ahead, Nom. You have a thought. You have a thought of how it happens?
I don't know. I mean, they definitely figured out a way to catch kids' attentions real good.
There was a TikTok made as to why someone thought they were so catchy. And he's counting in between the scenes. How fast scenes change. Coco Melon was like 1 to 2 seconds. A normal cartoon for like a child, not like a baby or a toddler, was 3 to 6 seconds. So it's the constant change in visuals.
My son will literally,
because I get zonked in. I'm like,
he will literally hear like the episode of Coco Melon going, not be able to see it. No, not be able to see it. And he will do whatever dance or whatever like mannerisms they're doing in the show. And I'm like, you're 2. How do you even remember what you saw or like this morning, let alone like 5 days ago? Like whatever they did with that show, it's ridiculous. Because I watched my niece like get all into Coco Melon, and now I was like, and I watch it, I'm like, this is so bad. It's like,
oh yeah,
so bad. Like compared
the
to
worst
other
one,
shows.
I think, is Ryan's World. I don't know if you've ever seen Ryan's World.
Is he the kid who does like the reviews? No.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And his parents act real stupid, and it's like
so annoying.
it's super annoying. But the reason it sucks kids in, I feel like, is because then the kids are like, my parents don't act like that with me. Well, I'm not gonna act like I'm dumb. Like,
Yeah.
No,
the dad acts real dumb. Like,
I can't stand it.
I can't stand Ryan's World. My daughter likes it, and I'm like, I really hate this show with a
There's
passion.
another one, and the girl's named Ginger, like, but that girl's parents are. I don't think they're playing. I think they're legitimately dumb as a box of rocks.
I don't know. So Nitro's trying to make us feel old because in 2008 he was 8. So yes, he makes us feel.
My wife was 10.
Were you born in 90 then, Nom?
Yeah, I was born in 90. I was January 5th, 1990.
Yeah, I was.
I you only need my social security number. You can get a loan, Black. You writing this stuff down?
There we go.
His father's name, we got that already out of the way, you know.
Write this down right here.
And Riley, who I'm sure you know Riley from Black's channel,
Oh, yeah.
right? Riley said he didn't even know, but he loves you more now because of your backdrop. Which honestly, I didn't see the backdrop until Riley said it, and that's awesome. It's awesome.
Oh, I spent a lot of hours in the zombies in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. Ridiculous amount of hours.
It's great.
So what is
Me and my wife, that's all we played on Black Ops 2 was zombies.
If you had to pick, honestly, I saw the backdrop, but I didn't put. I guess I saw it as a whole, and I didn't like look at each individual picture. If you had to pick favorite map, since you've been playing zombies, what's your favorite map?
Oh, I don't know. I liked,
even if you don't know the name, because I don't know the names.
In the Black Ops 2, I liked the Alcatraz map a lot. We spent a lot of time in the Alcatraz map, and the one with the giant robots.
Okay.
The giant robot map was awesome.
Sounds like Riley said Mob of the Dead.
And me and my wife, we played a lot of Transit too. Transit was actually probably my favorite map. I love Transit.
Transit was pretty cool. Yeah, Transit was cool. It always sucked when you got left off the train and you're like,
we didn't ride the bus. I don't know who rode the bus.
What did you
My
do?
wife.
I rode the bus from one station to the next.
You get the galvanuckles off the top of the diner, and then you do the head humpers are only a 2-hit kill.
I don't know. I liked.
He said the head humpers.
What else are they? They're head humpers. That's what they're called.
Dude.
I will say I remember Transit. I definitely played Transit a good amount. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent on Kino. I spent so many hours running around that damn movie theater. It's my college, like that's what I did. I one semester, like for a week, my roommate and I got kicked out of our room because there was like a leak, and they put us in like a supplemental room, but there was nobody else, so it was like 8 bunk beds, 2 walk-in closets, and us. And I set up a whole gaming room in one of the walk-in closets. I took my futon, I went in there. I could play in the middle of the night while my roommate's sleeping, and I mean, I put in a lot of laps around that movie theater. That's for me. That's my favorite. Just the memories I spent on that map. I did really like whatever one was like. What was it? The London theme or whatever, where you had to run through like the sewage, and there's like those. You had to put the puzzle pieces together by collecting different things, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what that one was called. That one was good too. But
Yeah, really, zombies and the Black Ops 2 and the Transit is when my wife really got into Call of Duty. So it's like that happened probably right after. When did Black Ops 2 come out? About 2012.
probably
Did we just have this conversation?
we did.
Yeah,
We
me and my wife
did. We did
about
just
Black
have
Ops
this.
2?
We did
That-
just
I
have this
think it is
conversation,
2012.
and you guys like were it was something like that date.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter was born in 2011, and me and my wife got married in 2011. So about 2012, we started playing zombies, and we were up to the middle. When we first got married, I was working 4 on, 4 off. So there was 4 days a week. I didn't have to go to work the next day, so we were up till 3 or 4 in the morning every day.
Yeah.
Me and my wife split screening zombies for hours and hours and hours.
Do you hate that they got rid of split screen, or do you like that you can kick her off and make her go to her own console? So you
well,
have your
we
own
don't play on
console
console
thing.
anymore.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
No, we prefer to have our own screens, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But for
it's
people
good.
that don't have the option to have their own screens, I
It
feel like they
sucks,
should
right?
still include split screen. But I also understand why they don't on Warzone because of how big the map is.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
but they need
You can't
to.
have 2 entire maps loaded if somebody's 1,200 meters from each other on the
They
graphics.
need to have split screen and zombies and multiplayer for consoles. I think it's
Yes,
dumb
they
if
do.
don't. And
If for consoles, they need to have split screen and zombies and multiplayer.
it really upset me that they didn't have that for console because I got the wife that Xbox and
Hopefully, they
Yeah,
go
you
back to
can't
it
even
when
play
they
anymore.
get rid of the backwards compare the last gen stuff. When they go to next gen, like next game, when it's all next gen, hopefully they go back to it.
I'm
When
telling
it's
you right
all
now,
on Series X or X.
when those I haven't really gotten fully into the zombies that have been out now, right? But those zombies from those years, right?
Are the best zombies. The new ones aren't near as good.
Yeah. If I couple
mean it.
options here. If I like fell into a ton of money and those games were out, right? Like when those came out, or retired, right? And like didn't have anything, living off of like savings, things like that. I don't think I would like leave the room. Like I think I would probably sleep while playing the game. Like I did what you did, Nam. Like there were 6-hour clips where I would just play one round of zombies because it was just you would have a crawler for a little bit. You'd use the bathroom. Somebody else would entertain the
Yeah.
crawler. Now I feel like crawlers just die. Like I don't understand it. It's like
No, they'll respawn.
Yeah, we used to go to the
if you
tunnel
lose
where there
sight of
was
them.
yeah, they
on
respawn them.
Transit. There was a spot in the tunnel where if somebody stood, they had the zombie with them. It would never spawn out and it would never attack them. So then you could go take the bathroom break.
Yeah,
Do whatever
get
you needed to
food
do.
or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you, we were just talking about this. Me and my buddy were talking about this 2 weeks ago, probably a week ago, because there were 2 girls. Now we were teenagers, right? And there were 2 girls, probably based on their mic, they probably might have been in their 20s. I don't know, but they were from California. You could literally hear, and this is 10, 12 years ago, so weed was not legal. But you could hear them smoking their bowl or their bong or whatever they were smoking that day. You could hear them while they're playing with us. And we're like these teenage kids, and we would literally load up and play with these people every night. And I told he goes, I would pay a lot of money to find out what those 2 are up to. I was like, there's no way to get in touch with them. They haven't been on PlayStation in like a year. Like it says, I can look at their friends list. They're not online.
So
Every day.
the guy that we met online, me and my wife, his name's Josh, and he actually follows my stream. He's not in here right now, but we played with him every night for 6-7 hours every night, and he lived not real. Like he lived in St. Louis, which isn't real far from me. So he came over to our house a couple times and hung out, and we had dinner and stuff, and it was real cool.
Did you prefer, both of you, question for both of you, right? Do you prefer the zombie maps that have like an objective, or do you prefer the zombie maps that are like
You need objectives.
Round-based.
survive, right?
Round based.
So you prefer
But they have
round
to have a
based?
zombie shield. They have to have a zombie shield, or they're junk.
Oh, okay, but listen. Vanguard destroyed zombies for me. Like there's no reason to build the packet punch or build the fucking ray gun, or not ray gun, what the fuck?
Wonder
is it?
weapon.
Yeah, the wonder weapon. There's just no, you don't have to build it.
So do you
just
remember
did it.
Advanced Warfare Zombies?
No,
Caesar?
I never played it.
Yeah,
When you had the exosuits.
I don't think I played that one. I think by
Oh,
then
you
I was
should
done
definitely
with.
play it sometime.
I
Advanced
have it.
Warfare Zombies. You could pack a punch 25 times,
Oh my god.
and it would give you more ammo and upgrade your gun every time.
Sure.
But with the exosuits, that was the most fun zombies ever.
Sure.
It was nuts because they had zombies with exosuits on them too.
Mm.
It was a blast.
Yeah, I might remember. I'd have to see the map. That's the thing I'd have to look at, because I definitely have it for my PS4. I'm with you. Like, I like the round base. I did like I said, I liked the little Easter eggy things that you had to solve every once, in some of them, right?
Not to the point where you had to solve them to progress in the map.
I agree. Because, like, what do you
Like,
do?
if I
You
just wanna-
spend.
if I just want to zone in or fall into zombies and hit the box until I get the ray gun and run around for 50 rounds and do figure eights, let me do that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Let
I
me do
agree.
that.
That's what I love
Yeah, I'll
doing
get back.
too. It was such. You're good. It was such a mindless, fun thing to do that you could make the slightest mistake and be like, "Fuck, I just fucked up." Like, all right, throw the monkeys, get them off of me so you can res. Right? It was like,
Oh yeah.
I agree with you. It's like that was where we had the most fun, and it was the same thing. It was just, how many times do I hit this box? How many times do I get the gun? What do I upgrade? What was it? The Mustang Sallies. Those I had a blast with, man. You could just be like shooting them, and then all of a sudden you mess up, you shoot yourself. You're like, oh no, like I'm screwed now. But I agree with you. I mean, I did like the side base missions though, right? Like I said, the one that was like in the tunnels and whatnot, the London look and feel.
Yeah.
Like, I did like that because it gave you like this side little thing, but I agree.
I mean, the small thing you have to do to open the pack-a-punch or put the pack-a-punch together was, I mean, I felt like that was okay. But once it got to the point where it was like Cold War zombies, they wanted you to do so much crap
Yeah.
to get anything done. It's like, man, I don't want to do this much Easter egg just to play the rounds.
Yeah.
Like, that should be something I do once and don't have to do every time I go to play zombies.
Yeah. No, I
I should
agree
be able
with
to
you.
just be in here to play till 300 rounds, or however far I can make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I never made it to 300 rounds, but it would have been cool if I did.
When you said it, I'm like, fuck, I wasn't very good at zombies,
My
apparently.
camera died. Hold on.
No, you're good. I hear your mic. As soon as you said 300 rounds, I was kind of disappointed in myself, to be honest. It was a little bit higher than
I think
I don't think I made it to triple digits. So if you made it to 300, I'm crying right now. Okay, everything I knew about myself playing zombies is a lie.
the most I think I ever made it was probably
I would say like mid 50s for me, maybe 60s. And
the
I'm
most I probably ever made it was around 60.
yeah, and I'm thinking like Kino. That's the one that triggers for me. Is like I think my best solo was probably like half of that, to be honest. It was always much easier to have two people looping or whatnot. But so Nitro and Riley are both saying that nothing's beaten Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 zombies. And Nitro said 100
did
easy to
the
get.
The best thing about Black Ops 3 zombies was the gobble gum, that you could get all the perks at once.
Sure.
That was
Oh,
even if the perks
shit.
weren't in the map.
Oh my god, I forgot that one map that was like, it was like Rumbles. It might have been the first one, maybe the first one that introduced the flopper one where you just belly
Yeah.
smack. What map was
PhD
that?
flopper.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That was
my
on Black
God,
Ops 1.
we played that one for a while too. I remember that now. You just mentioned it. Oh man, you mentioned perks, and I'm just starting to think about it. Oh my God,
And you
take
could
me
get
back.
did you know you could get the PhD flopper on any map in Black Ops 2? There was a perma perk.
Probably not. So I have to be honest. I won't say I'm a poser, but I am like a Kino diehard, right? I'm like, this is where I wanted to be. Wasn't that the one where they also had like the president's one where you went down into that little like shelter.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I played that maybe like once or twice. I'm like, take me back to my movie theater, you know? It was just running loops around there.
Which I really didn't get into the zombies till I got into it with my wife.
Sure.
Because when the real reason we got into it is because honestly, my wife wasn't the best at online multiplayer yet because she had just started playing shooters.
I'll be honest, that's why I like zombies, because there wasn't other people shooting me. I was always a 1 KD player. I was never like flashy and destroying people, and I'd win every other time basically, right? I'd win one, I'd lose one. I'd win one, I'd lose one. With zombies, I felt like I could like actually strategically help because the zombies weren't fucking coming out of nowhere, you know?
I mean, I'm definitely a 1 KD player, but part of that is I just push all the time by myself. Don't care. If you're not with me, that's your fault. That's your problem.
Hey, I'm all about that.
Buy me back.
Get $4,000 and buy me back.
Black, you watched for, short amount of time yesterday, but in that short amount of time, you probably heard me blame everybody at least 5 times.
Actually, I was in there for the major blow up.
Oh, you were in there for the major blow up yesterday?
It was great.
Listen, so let me tell you something.
It was great.
I will give everybody a little preview of what I'm thinking, but Black, that is nowhere near the blow up that I had like a week ago. Okay. That was really bad. That I muted myself to my stream halfway through, and there's like a period where you just see me like reaming my buddy out. I clipped it, highlighted it in the VOD. I'm downloading it. I'm gonna do a TikTok because the last time I posted a rage TikTok, it was okay, right? But I'm gonna do the old-fashioned jackass warning at the beginning. Warning, this argument is between really close friends or whatever, right? Like, do not try to argue like this with, blah, 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 blah. And I'm gonna kick it off like that because it's bad. I mean, I'm looking at the camera. My buddy's, he's been in the stream lately, but like he's playing the game. He's not looking at the stream. I'm literally staring at the camera like I'm talking to him in person, yelling at him as I'm dead. I'm like,
you son of a bitch, I swear to God.
As he's trying to blame me for something, I'm just reaming him out. And it's, oh my God. So what you saw, Black, was probably like half compared to what I gave him like the week before.
It was great. I don't know how he still plays with you, bro.
Because I just text him, thanks for the content. Thanks for the content. It's because like I'm in the moment guy. Like that's just what I do. I get upset, and then like a moment later I can talk about something else. Like whatever. Like it didn't even happen. I don't know.
Well, we all grew up in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. What do you expect?
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I mean,
oh, if there was a game that I could go back to that actually felt like it the same, like, as it did then.
It'll never happen.
It'll never happen. I know.
It'll never happen again.
I know.
No, it's gone.
I'm not naive. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. And
okay, I seen a perfect explanation as to why it will never happen again. And it's because we're not in school. It's because we don't have the responsibilities we have now. We were just playing for fun. And even though we say we may be playing for fun now, it's a little different.
I was just competitive then. I was just competitive then. I was. My team, we had 6 people. We always had 6 people. And that's when I was running Team Death, 6 people. Now, when I run with people, it's typically for something more objective based, right? Like a search and destroy or something. But when we had 6 then, it was like 6 people Team Death. And it was nuke time. I was my big. It was like it was nuke or bust every single map. You either dropped a nuke or it was a waste of a game. It was like somebody on the team has to drop a nuke. Oh man, that was the days. I don't know how I graduated college. When I think back, I really don't know how I graduated college. The amount of time I spent towards that versus like actually being in class or doing my homework there's no way. It's a good thing I don't work on heavy machinery like Nam here, because I'd probably lose a few fingers not knowing what I'm doing. Oh shit, I missed that day of class.
Oh my god.
I go every day. I go to work. I don't know what I'm doing. What are you talking about? Just fly by the seat of your pants.
I
It's the
think
best way to do it.
I think this machine is gonna work tomorrow, and if not, I'll be
Dude.
back to fix it.
I'm telling you right now, I dealt with servicemen for a long time with equipment, and they all had the same thing. They would all say this right as they left. Should be good.
Should be good. Yep, it'll be good. Well, here's the other part of
I'll
that.
call you tomorrow.
Like, most places I go, I can't run the machines in production.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not gonna. They're not gonna pay me $165 an hour to sit there and watch somebody run up and down a hill to make sure it's good. It's just not. It doesn't make sense. It's not financially sound.
Fuck, Roland tore us through the coals, bro. They were like, "Oh, we'll chill if you want us to." It's okay. Sometimes we would take them up on it because, like, you know, we'd have like a big job or something. Like we were resurfacing the side of the landfill, and you know, the fucking dozer broke down mid excavation, and it's like, we need that. So he comes out, fixes it, and I'm like, dude, you need to stay for a little bit because if this breaks again, I'm just gonna.
As long as it's not putting the track back on. If I had to come out there and put the track back on the side of the hill in the landfill, I'm fucking leaving when I'm
It was
done and
too
turning my
new.
phone off.
It was too new.
There's no way I'm coming back today to do that again.
Nah, it was able to get back up on top of the hill. It was just overheating a bunch. Had too much fucking fly
It's
ash
like
buried in
Spider-Man.
the
You get
fucking
one of those a day, and that's it. I'm not putting tracks on twice in a day.
Yeah, Dan.
Yep.
That's wild.
He says, I'm a contracted industrial welder. I say it should be good hundreds of times a day.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, it's just like a thing. Like,
it's a thing.
It's
If
wild.
it's not good, it'll be all right.
And I
Call me.
I do like I do like the opposite in my field. Like I'm constantly trying to like confirm. But I mean, I get
There's
the
like
difference.
no way to confirm equipment.
I understand that, right? I get the difference.
Yeah.
And
Should be good.
there's no way to confirm there's not going to be another problem.
Sure.
Yeah. Sometimes when you fix the real problem, you find out what caused the problem.
Mm.
Yeah. Hell, so I had they called me out the other day because I had an old leak on a articulated truck. They let the transmission out with the articulated truck when they turn. They bend in the middle, and the cab tilts real far on it when they bend in the middle, just the way they're designed. And the transmission mounts were so bad in that articulated truck that the transmission was sliding over 4 inches and pinching hoses in between the transmission and the frame rail. But they weren't calling about the noise. They were calling because it started leaking oil. And once I got the cab off and got down there, I'm like, there's like 20 hoses down here that are almost rubbed through that I got to change, or I'm going to put this one hose on this leak and be back tomorrow to pull the cab back off. It's like, why did we not stop when it was going thunk every time you went left?
Maybe it was too loud to hear the thunk.
God, no.
No
I drove
way.
it. There's no way.
You drove it. You're like, did you
You
guys
drove
not
it.
hear that?
Like dozers are loud, but like cabs nowadays, you can hear.
You
But
felt
you're
it.
not
Like the whole
deafened.
transmission and engine slid in the back end, like 4 inches side. There's like 4,000 pounds of weight or 8,000 pounds of weight that's just beating the inside of that frame rail.
Yeah.
See, and that's also operator error too, not being able to feel that. Because like a real dozer operator that doesn't use GPS is using his ass, straight up.
Yeah.
So how an operator wouldn't feel that, experienced or not even experienced, it wouldn't feel that is wild.
I don't know why it's trying to play Tim instead of our next episode, man. What the heck is that? Good CK in here. No, Yeah. I still feel like, I guess with yours, most of your classes, were they hands-on trainings or no? Was it a mix?
School was a waste of time for me.
Okay.
Like, let's be real honest. It was a waste of time. I didn't learn what I was doing until I got there and was doing it.
I feel like that's most places.
They were hands on, but there was nothing there that when I got there day one, I couldn't have done and passed.
Okay.
But I grew up on a farm. My dad was an industrial welder, was a boilermaker. So I grew up around that stuff my whole life. Diesel engines. I mean, it came natural to me. It was
Sure.
what I was meant to do.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I feel this. I feel the same way about school a lot of the time, right? Like what I learned in my degree, very bits and pieces I put towards my everyday work, right? I learned a lot of it just on the job, which is frustrating because a lot of the times, like, you need that degree just to get the job, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're not evaluating based on what the person knows, you know? But somebody somewhere says that's what's needed, right? And let's put more money into it. And let me tell you something. I don't want my surgeon not going to school first. I know that for fact, right?
And I will say the difference between a mechanic and a surgeon is a mechanic, they have to put it back together right the first time. A surgeon just has to get it close. It'll grow back. Body heals itself.
That's it, bro.
There you
Come
go.
on.
That's a good one.
That made me feel real good about my surgery, bro.
Just got to get it close.
It's growing in there, you know. Something's going on, but
It'll grow back.
Oh my God.
Something, it'll heal. That's what the body's supposed to do, right?
It's not good.
no, that's a good point, right? Black suck. Black, how's everything going? I mean, I haven't seen much messages or talked to you about it.
My last seizure was
I know I just jinxed
Monday. I think it was Monday.
This recent Monday.
Yeah, it was it was Sunday night, like real late,
Like
into
after
Monday morning,
after our call.
somewhere in there.
After our call.
Yeah. I'd stayed up for a while, and then I told the wife I wasn't feeling too well. So I was like, I'm just gonna go sit in my chair for a little bit because I didn't feel like laying down because I felt even more nauseous. And I ended up coming and sitting in my chair and then fucking. And then before that one, it was like 4 days. But before that one, it was 19 days. The longest I ever went without one.
Maybe that's why I was thinking it was a while, because I didn't
so
know about these last
long.
two, and then that is a long time.
I was so happy, but like then again, when that seizure hit, it just crushed me. I didn't even stream that day. I didn't have.
So when they're
pissy.
frequent, yeah.
I was pissy, but I have a thing with my doctor coming up where I have to stay in the hospital for 5 days. So be looking on the hospital streams.
Are they letting you drag a computer in there?
I did it after my surgery. I streamed Fortnite the day of my surgery.
You only drag
about?
one PC in, right?
No, just my laptop. My laptop plays Fortnite and streams.
Wild.
Yeah. I got a Dell Precision in there. It's got like a quadra card. It's got like 8 gigs. It was a drafting computer.
Wow.
But I loved it. I don't know. The hospital staff that I stayed at, they were real nice. You know, they always escorted my my DoorDash people up real nice. Yeah.
You mean you didn't have hospital food?
Fuck no.
Oh, man.
DoorDash
At least
and,
the chocolate
Uber
milk.
Eats.
At least the chocolate milk.
Nah. That shit's gross.
It's
It was
just
IHOP in the
What do you
morning.
mean? It's just a carton of chocolate milk. It's the
good.
same thing you get at a gas station. What do you mean?
I don't drink chocolate milk very often.
Okay, well, that's a different story then. I don't think we can be
There's
friends
just something
anymore.
about hospital cheeseburgers and crinkle cut French fries that hit different in a black egg.
No shot.
See,
bro.
I think I'm in the same.
Especially after you have a baby.
I think I'm in the same boat as Nam right now. I'm sorry.
My wife didn't even eat hospital food ever.
It's not like you're a bit. Look. You were the one talking. You
That's
started.
a lie.
You started this
in
off.
Mason, we did.
probably before we went live, but you started this off about the the hospital bills and things like that, and you're telling me it's not, you don't save any money if you don't eat their food. Let me just tell you, they're still
Yeah,
charging
I'm
you like you
aware.
are. Okay,
I'm aware.
you should at least be taking advantage of that.
You're not wrong.
I'm trying to think. I was in the hospital my junior year of college for a week. I'm trying to think like what my it was just, I would get this carton of chocolate milk, and definitely when we had the first kid, it was right before COVID, so I could actually walk out of the room. Right, the second one came during COVID, so I had to ask somebody to bring me stuff all the time, and I felt bad because I'm just the other parent, right? But they had like a little break room, and I would just go in there and funnel out chocolate milk from that labor and deliver, or what was it, the maternity ward. I would just go in and give me chocolate milk,
When we had Layla, all they offered us was Sprite and Pepsi.
Wow. No, the hospital we had kids at, they had peanut butter and jelly there, and chocolate milk, and yogurt, and pudding, and bomb pops.
Now, like I said earlier, I lied a little bit. We did eat hospital food when we had Mason, because they come in and they made like a nice spread on the table and gave us like wine glasses and shit. It was dope. I ate there. And now that hospital doesn't even deliver anymore.
And when my wife had pretty much the last 3 of our kids, we ordered pizza because it was late at night and the cafeteria was closed after she had them and she couldn't eat all day. So we ordered pizza then, but then we ate hospital food the rest of the time. Telling you, them cheeseburgers hit different. It's like being in high school almost a little bit. Speaking of high school lunches, why is pizza and corn something that goes together in high school, but nowhere else in the entire world serves corn with pizza? High school and prison.
I never understood that. I guess I never really thought about it.
It's high school and prison, pizza and corn.
There wasn't
Subway.
There wasn't many days. There wasn't many days in high school that I got the cafeteria food. There were like personal pan pizza days. I would get pizza.
Yeah.
And like every day, my friend would want a soft pretzel, but he was like lazy enough that he didn't get up to get it himself, so he'd give me $1 for my own something to get, and his $1 to pay for his soft. So I'd get a nachos every day, like the nachos where they put the cheese sauce in, right?
Yeah.
Those, and I would get that like every day. Then I had another.
We didn't have those options.
Another person would buy me a Pop-Tart every study hall that was in the cafeteria. I just mooched off of people. I think they did call me that a couple times. But, like, I was working for it, right? You didn't want to get up? Like, if I don't mind walking, like, is that mooch if I'm basically getting paid for what I'm doing?
How much did you weigh in high school?
I was like...
Did you just feel bad for you and think you were hungry?
Yeah, you're probably right. I was probably...
Were you like
I don't think I hit...
pounds?
I don't think I hit 100 pounds until probably like 10th grade.
Yeah, I don't think I hit 100 until I graduated.
I think I graduated at like maybe 110, 115.
Wow. I was like 100 pounds in 5th grade. What are you talking about?
I mean, my older brother, the joke was always, so we worked in a country club. Like my dad and his older brother worked there when they grew up, right? So it was like a good place to go before you turn 16, right? You could start working and making money on tips, things like that. And the guys, when we would caddy together, they would find out we're brothers. My older brother, who's almost like twice the size of me back then, right? And they would constantly make the joke, like, maybe you should let him get to the table once in a while, like, let him find the table, don't push him off. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is the way it was. But yeah, maybe it was that. Maybe it was that.
When I grew up, family of 6, and family of 7 when I was real little. You learned to eat things when they were screaming hot. So when the pizza rolls come out of the oven, you just eat them immediately.
Otherwise,
Dragon's breath. That way you might have a chance to go back for seconds. And it stills with me to this day. I'll eat anything when it's screaming hot because I'm like, hey, it's here. I'm eating it.
Yeah.
Yum, 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 yum.
It's funny because I tell my wife all the time, like, ever since I met my wife, and they had 2 girls, every meal that I have with them, like where they cook it, excuse me, I'm never like super full, and I'm always like I could have something else. Usually they'll have like a dessert that I don't really want, so that's probably why. But I always told her, I'm like, my family, I can't tell you how many times we didn't have leftover from dinner, and that's how I cook, right? I cook to have something for after. Like if I'm still hungry, I can eat it, and if I'm not, I can eat a quick snack later when I get hungry. Like that's how my family always was. That's how we always were. But your comment about like a big family, like I think about that with like dogs or probably cats, any animal, right? When the litter is large, you notice how much, like my one dog that I have, right? She came from a litter of 11, and you can tell she wants to eat all the time because it's like she couldn't get it when she was a baby, I guess. I don't know. It was like get there or mom's out of food, But
Yep, sticks with you forever.
It must have. It must have. I feel so bad. I tell from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. If you walk close to the stairs, it's time to eat. From 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you walk close to the stairs, it's time to eat.
On the stove right now, there's 3 gallons of beef stew in my house, at least. One of them big old pots that you're having left over for a week.
So good right now, actually. How far are you? Fucking Missouri, 18 hours or something. That ain't gonna work. Sounds so good. I haven't had beef stew in a while. Oh,
I can't tell you the last time I had beef stew.
Stirs up a question though. Pot pie? This is a question of mine. I don't really know. What do you guys consider pot pie?
Well, I'm getting ready to make a chicken pot pie.
Okay, but how do you make a chicken pot? How do you make a chicken pot pie?
I go off this ingredient list that my mom gave me.
But what do you do with it? Like, what is your how do you cook a chicken pot pie?
I don't know yet. It is gonna be my first time.
Okay.
You got to put the pie crust in the bottom and bake it first.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's a chicken pot pie, right? That's a chicken pot pie.
Yeah, you got to put the crust in the bottom, and you have to bake it before you put the ingredients in it. Otherwise, it's dough.
My in-laws, specifically my wife's grandmother, her pot pie is what I would consider like a stew, where it's like the pasta, like the pie crust is like the pasta noodles, like, and it's just like in with everything, right? Like that's my reaction too. And they give me crap for it. I'm like, no, a pot pie is like a pie, but they're calling it like because it's in a pot. And it's like, I don't know. It's just like it frustrates me. So I was curious.
Now, when we make a chicken pot pie for all the kids, we usually just make up biscuit dough and put it across the top.
Okay.
Because in the size of pan we make a chicken pot pie,
sure,
you can't get a pre-made pie crust, and nobody wants to make a pie crust from scratch. I mean, especially when you have 6 people in your house and
gonna make me
a bunch of them under the age of 5.
Sure. You're like, who
you
cares?
You don't have time to make a pie crust from scratch. You're like, I'm not doing that.
And you're like, they're not going to know the difference.
Oh, no. Yeah. It's basically just, chicken and biscuits at that point, but it's good.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I'm telling you.
Because I've been craving it, bro, and I just asked my mom for a recipe, bro. I'm so excited.
That's
make sure you get all that stuff.
That's my KFC important. Box. Oh, the recipes and stuff.
Yeah. My mom just went to the nursing home with dementia this last year, and my dad passed away this last year. And there's a lot of things that, because the state is in charge of taking care of my mom, and they sold the house. And there's a lot of things that we weren't allowed to go in there and touch and feel and get, like.
That's rough.
Like all that stuff. That was definitely a thing. So make sure you get all that stuff while your parents are here.
Yeah.
That's important. That's more important than what you realize until you can't do it.
That's rough. I'm sorry to hear about all that, to be honest. That's I worry. I worry about that right now. My parents in their upper 60s. I lost my grandparents early. It's probably like early teens, right? The last one. So I haven't felt that for some time. So I definitely, that's tough.
It's definitely different parents to grandparents because you didn't live
right
at your grandparents' house.
Right.
And now, from the time after my dad died, I never really got to go back in the house and it ever feel like home.
Sure.
And just it was gone. It was done. It was from that point on. It was just done and over with.
Right. Oh man. Yeah, that's tough. But you mentioned the recipes, and that makes sense. I'm gonna tell you what. At KFC, the pot pie is my go-to order at KFC. Like I might leave with other things like a bucket of chicken, stuff like that, but I leave with that $5 box of the chicken pot pie.
Yeah.
I haven't had one of those in a minute either. Chris, I mean, you already knew Charles before, but do you have any topics or any questions? I actually haven't
don't
even
have
gotten
any
into the
questions.
streaming piece of it, so I have plenty of more to ask.
I literally talked to Charles the other day on my way to the grocery store.
Nice. Well, you guys have a date to meet before I even meet Chris, so Chris a little bit
Chris-
further.
Chris is one of my best friends. Like, for real. That's not a lie. Hey, y'all's
you
got to
trying to
consider
work-
in my line of work, I don't spend any time with people outside of my house. Like, I get in my service truck, drive to a job, spend all day working on equipment. So I don't get to talk to anybody until I am at home. And then I don't really get to talk to other adults until I'm streaming
Sure. Yeah, it's just kids.
or playing Call of Duty.
You know, make him cry. You're making
Love
him
you,
cry.
Chris.
Love you
You're
too,
my buddy. Do anything for you, ever.
So when did you start?
Appreciate it.
When did you start streaming? Well, that's that question. We still got some time left.
Oh, August of 2020.
Okay. So somewhat new, like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And right to Facebook when you started?
Yes, I started on Facebook. I tried going to Twitch a little bit, but that was right in the middle of the pandemic.
Sure.
And Facebook was just starting to get their streaming together at that point. And right in the middle of the pandemic, Twitch was so saturated with people.
It is.
And it would have never, I never would have went anywhere. I don't feel like it was just so saturated with people. And then there just wasn't any support there. Like,
Sure.
which, I mean, I feel like Facebook definitely has put me at a disadvantage to some people because I'm not any good at Discord because I don't need to use a Discord to communicate with my community because I have Facebook.
Sure.
Like everybody I talk to in my community, I use Facebook Messenger for, and I use that kind,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
So I just use Discord honestly when I'm playing with Black Hack or are you okay, Black?
Yeah, my wife
Okay.
just texted me something, and
Okay.
it's
You hadn't
so
moved for a second and your eyes were
obscure.
shut. I was kind of worried about you.
No, they're not shut. I'm just looking down.
So yeah, with not having to use Discord, I only use it when I'm playing with another streamer that uses it.
Sure.
Which also most of the people I play with are on console, so we use
Right.
game chat 90% of the time because it's just nobody wants to put a headphone under their headphone just to have a Discord call. So I'm not gonna.
I'm in the same boat. All my friends I've been playing Call of Duty with, and that just means they have to hear me talk to my stream because I'm not going to try to do push to talk with in-game push to talk.
You can keybind a different I think you can even keybind an Elgato pedal to the game.
I ordered my Elgato pedal. It's not here yet. I have like a cheap Amazon one. I would say it works great for toggle mute for Discord, but I would say game wise, as far as push to talk goes, it's not nearly as good. I'm hoping the Elgato one that I ordered might be better, but at the same time, it's like I don't care. They can deal with it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
You know,
Unless I'm playing with somebody I know that streams, which is Black or
and that's the tough
somebody that I know
spot.
has their stream on, then I will try to mute myself as much as I can.
And that's a tough spot, and it's cool that you mentioned that because I realize that. I think I've had people like say, "Oh, we should play sometime," you know, because I pop into their stream and say, "What's up?" And it's like, I want to, but I pretty much stream every time that I'm gaming, and my skill of the game is not good enough to multitask. So like most of my like muting that happens is like when I'm doing something like that doesn't require my brain to be functioning on all cylinders, right? And I don't want to be in like talking in their stream, and I just feel bad, right? I know I'm not good at it. So
Which is a lot of the time that if we were playing with, if I don't have anybody online, we play with randoms. When we get into the game, I'm like, hey, if you carry me to win, I'll buy you a pizza.
Yeah, he does.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it usually doesn't happen, but it's happened a couple times.
That's pretty cool.
Random people are like, no, you won't. I'm like, yeah, I will. Come to my Facebook right now.
Yeah.
I'll buy you pizza.
There you go.
It's great.
No, that's good. That's a good way. Nice burp.
And also just grows the
This is
channel
good.
more.
Good. Yeah, I've been trying viewer challenges, like giving people challenges as they play with me. You know, like the 20 for 20.
You should just
or the
join into
30 for
random
30.
lobbies and challenge those people, Black Hack.
See, I've been thinking about it, but like, are they going to take me seriously? And what happens if I run into a hacker that I don't know is a hacker yet?
Riley said he'll carry you
for the content.
Yeah, right. Riley said he'll
then I gotta
carry you
pay
every
the
time.
hacker?
Riley said he'll carry you every time, and he'll be super fat
you
from all
just-
the pizza.
Or you just ban it. I can't send Riley a pizza though. He's in Canada.
Yeah.
Hey
Canada.
guys, Charles, you might have seen a couple streams where we've talked about it before, but like my big thing is I like to do monthly giveaways when I hit a sub goal, and I move that mark every month and move it down if I don't hit it, right? And I mess around with it, but it's a hat. Black has a hat from it for making my logo and whatnot. I just sent my first hat international, and like I'm making a rule. Like if I have to send a hat international, you got to pay shipping minus domestic costs, right? Like because it cost me the same to send one hat to Canada that it cost me to send 3 to across the United States.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it costs more, Black. It costs more to ship the hat than what I put on the thing for how much the hat actually cost. I put hat costs $20, which it's just because I buy in bulk. I think $20, right? And shipping cost me $30. I'm like, no, we're not doing this from now on. We're gonna set a rule: if you are international, just pay your shipping, please. If you want the hat.
Yeah.
So, but it would.
Oh,
You can't send it to Riley.
Yeah, well now I'm going to
tried
start
one
doing
night for a
for my
while,
follower goal. As I do a pizza giveaway every time I hit a follower goal.
Oh,
Which
that's
right now I
awesome.
think I'm really not that far away. I'm
All right.
39 people away from buying a pizza for somebody.
I got good.
And then I'm
questions
going to start buying those Visa gift cards, those online Visa gift cards, and then just send them the gift card number and letting them pay for their own pizza, like a $25 gift card.
That's pretty cool too.
That way I don't have to order a pizza, and then I don't have to have their address to get it sent to them.
Right.
I mean, I've sent a black pizza to Black Hack while he was streaming.
He did.
So
He did.
look, you spurred up another question here from me. What's your favorite pizza topping? Please
Ew.
don't say it's corn, because you said
It's a Midwest thing.
Yeah. Well, you said pizza and corn, and I was like, I can't get corn on my pizza. I just wanted corn on my pizza, and then nobody will make
No,
it.
it's definitely. I don't know. My favorite pizza is probably from Casey's. I don't know if you know about Casey's.
Oh yeah,
But
baby.
Those bacon cheeseburger pizzas from
Okay,
Casey's.
bacon cheeseburger.
Oh my God, they're the best. But it's not really a topping. It's the fact that they use ketchup and mustard and mix them as the sauce
Oh my god.
that makes them so good.
Breakfast
Oh my
pizza.
God. I think I would be okay with that if it was a stuffed, like if they put another piece on top. I don't think I could eat just a slice of pizza that didn't have sauce and just had ketchup and mustard mixed together as just like a slice. But if they made it like a burger, right, where it was like there's just
You need
ground meat in there.
you need to order 2 and slap them
Yeah,
together.
just slap. Or I mean, obviously, I could just take 2
It
pieces.
has,
and do
it has
but-
ketchup, mustard, ground meat, and
Yeah.
then
Sort of
mozzarella,
like a
bacon,
calzone.
mozzarella cheese, cheddar cheese, and onions on it.
Slap them together.
Just fold it, call it a calzone.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Hey,
It's a pizza
it
calzone.
needs some regatta for it to be a calzone. It could be a stromboli. That's the big
Tell them
difference.
to not cook it all the way, so you can smash all the crust together when they
When
get
you
it. And
mush
don't
it.
cut
Yeah.
it.
So cheeseburger, okay. Mixing 2 genres there together. You're like, I want a pizza, but I also want a burger.
Yeah,
I want a burger all the time. I'd go for a burger right now.
I go for.
I could
chicken
eat a
rice
burger
right
and then go
now.
get another burger.
Oh, I love cheeseburgers. That's what
Oh,
I
man.
ate as a kid growing up. I ate cheeseburgers. Like, people, you had the chicken tender folks, right? People like chicken tenders and chicken nuggets. They go out to a restaurant. Then you had a cheese, and I was a cheeseburger every single time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't even have to be that good of a burger for me to love it. It can be a mediocre burger, and I'm like, I'd rather have a burger than most things.
So, I don't know. It's hard when people live all across the country, basically, right? There's a place called Eaton Park. It's similar to, like, I would say a Denny's, which is more, nationally known, right? You guys know what Denny's is?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Eaton Park would have like
Like 15 miles away.
yeah, so it'd have like a diner feel kind of thing, right? But they make the full menu all day. So it was called a super cheeseburger meal. I think it came with like maybe a soda and or pop, right? Cheeseburger, fries, and I would get that thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna sound weird, but it was also what I would get after Cosmic Bowling, so it's probably why it was weird. Chicken gravy for my French fries, right? But I would dip my cheeseburger in that chicken gravy and eat it that way from this place.
Sounds good.
And I mean,
That
I don't
sounds
know
good.
what it was about the place, but I would go there in the middle of the night and that's what I would have every single time. It was amazing.
In the middle of the night, you have to have all the grease.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Soak it up.
Grease after what 10 just hits different.
Soak it up.
Oh, yeah. Grease after 10 hits, especially if you've been playing zombies.
Or
Oh,
drinking.
man.
Till about 3 in the
like
morning.
the fact that we went into that like it made me want to like figure out which zombies is going to load properly and go play one of those old games one day.
Mm.
I feel like the good ones, they're all going to be on my PS3, which means I have to haul my PS3 down here just to find out if it's going to work. Because it's like our DVD player in our room, right? It's like in there to play
Yeah.
DVDs. That's it,
But you don't even ever hardly have to play DVDs anymore. I know. I have every Disney movie under the sun on DVD, and I have Disney Plus. So it's like, man, I wasted all that money, $24 a movie, and I never take them out of the case, not once.
Yep.
I mean, I've taken a lot of them out once before Disney Plus, but
I still do Redbox every once in a while, though. Like it's
See,
been a
now-
minute, but I've done Redbox, and so that's when I play a DVD like there.
oh,
What
I don't know.
tell
Do you ever think about
Go on.
movie gallery when you were in high school, like movie rental places on Friday
Oh,
nights?
yeah.
Like the nostalgia behind that,
Packed.
dude. It's a totally different feeling if you think back to when you were in high school, just going and getting a movie on Friday night.
Oh,
and
things have
Going to
changed.
the Blockbuster, bro. Oh my god.
Things have
Oh yeah,
changed.
Blockbuster movie gallery. It's totally
I
different. That's
loved
that's
it.
something that nobody that
It was like
that's specific to our generation. Like nobody before us did that really, and nobody after us is ever gonna do that.
Dude, okay, so like my wife, she was born in 98 and she didn't get much of that. Like she was right at the edge of it, like when it started
Y2K
falling
was
off.
coming. Y2K was right around the corner. That damn
man-
bug. That damn bug.
Anytime we don't even rent. If we want a movie and we want to watch it and we think the trailer is doing it justice, we'll buy it straight off Amazon. And then it's digitally with us forever. Or until Amazon cripples. Which we know is not going to happen in my lifetime. So, but I don't understand Redbox and how they're still alive with services such as
It is crazy that Redbox
Amazon.
still. It's crazy because I'm going to tell you right
it's gotta
now.
be the people that do like the feel
I'm-
of renting.
I'm telling you right now. I
mean,
don't
if I go back into a
spend
movie
money.
gallery right now, I would.
Sure. I don't spend
would,
money
yeah.
from Redbox though. Like I rent from Redbox because they send me a code to get a night free.
Oh, nice.
So the only
Yep.
way Redbox is alive, in my opinion, is because somebody forgets to return the movie and they make more money than they should on that movie. You know?
I'm the guy that goes to GameStop and just walks around because I already have all my games downloaded.
Go to the GameStop for the Funko Pop.
I like the feel of it. There's something about walking around a GameStop that is nice. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
I can't even do it
Oh,
because the
man.
one in our town closed.
But, it's not even that. Like, so right now, you guys are in the Midwest, so it's probably different, right? I need the pandemic to fizzle out like completely. I need it to just disappear like it wasn't here soon, because
Does it really change life where you're at, Charles? Because it hasn't changed much.
No, it really hasn't changed much where we're at. But I
Black,
didn't
you
also
don't-
don't go, never went to bars and shit like that before the pandemic.
So
So like
that's-
it just wasn't.
So that's what I'm saying, though, Black. You don't drive anymore. You don't go anywhere.
Thanks for
okay?
the reminder.
Look, I just had to throw it out there. You definitely don't have Copenhagen anymore, right?
Now you're just taking jabs, bro.
Your truck's tires are flat. Doesn't matter. You know.
Oh, don't put that out in the air, bro.
Look, what air? There's no air in your tires. So here's the deal. I'm just talking about, like, I personally, with the two little ones, I don't want them to get any kind of cold, because it just makes life harder, personally.
Oh yeah.
So let alone COVID, I just don't want them to get any kind of cold. And the fact that COVID could potentially knock me on my ass while they're also not feeling well, just like has me paranoid enough to not want to get it. So like, it's just me being able to walk into a GameStop, right? Or like when I go in to pick up food at some places, it's like, I don't want to have that same feeling that I've had the last 2 years. Like, I want what I had before, where it's like, I bump into somebody, I don't care, right? Now it's like,
I don't think it's coming.
I know it's going to be a forever thing. And it's
I
gonna
think
be
that's
annoying.
definitely different parts of the country because I don't ever feel that way.
Okay.
But I also don't ever go anywhere much.
Walmart and Spotted.
Yeah, Walmart. But I stay away from people. I don't like people anyways. It's not like I go to Walmart to hug people.
But I mean, how many people are in
I talk to the
Walmart,
people in
right?
line.
How many people are in
Well, yeah.
your Walmarts though? Like my where I live, it is pretty dense, so that's why,
Depends on
right?
the
There's a
day.
lot more people, which I knew that when I moved out here from the other side of the state, which is still in Pennsylvania. On the Pittsburgh side, where I live, much less traffic, right? I thought traffic into Pittsburgh was terrible. It's nothing compared to traffic into Philadelphia. Nothing, like not even close. It's just so many people in such a dense area that it's hard. It's hard. So, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to.
Yeah,
like,
I live in a town of 13,000 people, so
Okay.
it's a little different.
Yeah. Jealous. I'm jealous.
Most of our population's a prison.
Yeah, I know you said that.
Yeah,
before.
and we have a prison in our town too. So we have several thousand of our population's prisoners.
Yep.
Yeah, just jealous, man. Just want to.
He's jealous of us living next to the prison.
Yeah, I know. Remember that.
Yeah. we also have nothing to
literally-
do, and Walmart's about the only store that's in town.
When you have more no hitchhiking signs than stop signs.
I've
there's a
never,
problem.
but I grew up where if you wanted to get to a Walmart, it was a 20-minute drive. Like I grew up where, you know, we did have a McDonald's in town and we had one street light, right? I liked that. Where I'm at now, I do like the access to everything. Don't get me wrong. Like if I want to go to Best Buy, I have two options, right? I can go other directions, right? But I don't know. Something about it. Yeah, I had a pet emu. Thanks, Derek, for reminding. A pet emu, and a white-tailed deer. So
Well, when I grew up across the street from a white-tailed deer farm. Like they had monster bucks in there.
that's where we
And
got our doe from. We got our doe
Yep.
at 2 days old. It was my dad's midlife crisis. My dad turned 50. We got a white-tailed deer. People buy Corvettes. My dad was like, I've always wanted. He hunts them, right? He hunts, but he's like, I've always wanted to own a white-tailed deer.
I want a Bambi.
It was 2 days old when they gave it to us. You can't get a dog before 2 months, right?
So me and my buddy were talking about we were going to open a hunting reserve, and we're going to have all these white-tailed deer that we get, and we're going to feed them off of sticks, peanut butter. That way the deer come right up and put their mouth over the end of the gun, and no one will be able to shoot them. So they'll just come and pay us a bunch of money to have these deer walk up to them, and then they won't be able to kill them.
Oh my god, that's
You imagine you're in this hunting blind, and this deer comes up just over the end of the gun because it thinks it's going to get peanut butter.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Pete is gonna shut these streams down, bro.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm fucking dead.
Well, we're winding right on the 2-hour mark right about now. I mean, it sounds like you've talked to Charles plenty. I mean, you might not remember half of it since you were on your meds, but maybe it feels like a dream when you talk to him.
Sometimes
It's always a dream when Black Tie talks to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, if I can fire up an old zombies one day, even a private. So some of those servers are shut down though, right? Like they don't even have them up. I guess some of the games though you can
Black
probably
Ops
play LAN,
3?
right?
I don't know. I know that Black Ops 3, they are remade a bunch of maps if you get it for the computer.
Okay.
Like they've remade a bunch of maps.
I thought that was a whole different team that brought back the game. Because it was now like considered what, open source? What's the proper word for that?
I don't know. I've never played it. I just know that there's
Like
I've watched a streamer play it.
the patents on the game have gone up so people can rip it apart and make it their own.
I'll have to look.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. Even if I could play Kino like LAN, like that'd be okay. I mean, it'd suck not being able to play with anybody else, right? But
You should split screen it with your wife. I'd watch that.
she'd lose her mind. And you know how frustrated I would be? Like, it sounds like your wife and you played it, so she knows what you're doing. I don't know if my wife ever played it. One, it's late at night, high anxiety game. Two, I'm high strung, so she's going to get knocked multiple times. I'm going to have to figure out how to save her ass, It's going to happen.
Just buy her some game fuel and then put something on the line she really wants.
I'm going to
Just be like, I'll take the trash out. I'll do with the dishes and the laundry for a month if you make it to round 50.
I'm going to be like, listen, you need to run this way. And she runs the other way. I'm like, no, I said this way, Like, follow this bread trail or keep this
When my
crawler
wife
alive.
first started playing Call of Duty, she couldn't run and aim at the same time.
Sure. Had to stop and shoot. Yeah, that won't work in zombies. You got to be able to keep it moving. You got to be able to keep it moving.
So many hours we spent playing just with bots, set on the lowest setting.
Yeah.
those were fun. That's probably why I was no good at multiplayer by the time we started playing zombies. So I'm like, I can't even play multiplayer anymore because I've been playing with bots on Recruit for 6 months.
Oh my God.
Just dropping nukes every game.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So we're at the 2-hour mark, man. This was a great talk. Sounds like, I mean, you're 10 days older than my wife. My wife was born January. I'm in July. So about 6 months older than me. It's pretty cool. It's good meeting you, Charles.
Good meeting you, Caesar.
So when you're in Black's channel, are you under Charles or are you under Nom when you're in his channel chat?
Both. It just depends on which one I would still have clicked after I like and share the stream.
Sure. I'll keep an eye out when I'm in there. I kind of bounce in there, although who knows with his recent tweet or Facebook post. Who knows if I'll be watching him on Facebook or back on Twitch. Who knows?
He's not wrong.
I'll have to put Twitch back on my phone if he goes to Twitch. I don't even have Twitch on my phone anymore.
Hey, look, it'll make my life a lot easier to talk to him, but I understand if he stays on Facebook. I've never pushed him either direction. I think Facebook's better for his content.
Them taxes really burnt my fucking ass, man.
I'm sure.
Seeing it in the 1099s, how there was a whole nother digit, bro.
Sure. It was different times too, though. You said that before as well. You're rebuilding, right? Even when you look at the numbers of people that came over.
See, and what I did was the other night I broke it down. My 9 months on Twitch when I was first starting out to get to that $4,000 mark, let's say, 4 or 5 grand, whatever it may be. Okay. I was there in 3.5 months from the moment I said I'm full time. 3.5 months, I was boom. That was it. That was when I broke 600 subs. That was my first real sub.
Hey, didn't you leave when you were on 1,000? You were on 1,000 when you left.
I was on 1,523 when I left Twitch. That was my last known sub count.
Let's be honest. In case he's watching, Vibe also had a kid during this time, so things might have changed. If you were on Twitch. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, Vibe was a huge gifter.
Big time, man.
Yeah. But, even then, I weighed those, and there was months I would text Vibe and say, "Not this month. I'm trying to see what I can do."
Oh, I remember
And-
that. I was around.
Yep. And I was still pumping out them. I was averaging well over 1,000 for quite a few months, easy. And then I left to Facebook at my peak, or it might not have been my peak. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad. No matter what I do or where I am so glad I made the choice to come to Facebook.
Oh, I've told you from this whole.
Learned here.
I mean, I told you this whole time.
Yeah.
It's the better. I mean, Charles already alluded to it with the messaging in one place.
And now they're starting to do those reels, which they're trying to push out just like TikTok. I mean, if they do the reels and it takes off, and people are back on Facebook just flipping through reels,
yeah,
the discoverability is going to go through the roof even more because then they can go straight to your profile and follow you from the reels.
They just have to figure. They just have to figure out picture in picture or whatever. That's all I want them to figure out, and it'll be 10 times better
on the iPhone.
I literally was in Black's chat about this hacker and whatnot, and I couldn't leave, and I couldn't leave to send a text message or something until he responded, because I would lose what Black would just kind of keep moving, right? That's the most frustrating thing, that I don't have to worry about when I'm on Twitch, right? I can be on Twitch and I can have it up, I can listen to the audio the whole time, but on Facebook it just fucking won't happen. It pisses me the hell off, because I'm I used to watch Black. My view time on your stream has gone significant, to non-existent.
It's not even
to non-existent compared to what it was. And I started this off by telling Charles when you went to the bathroom, right? It was my guilty pleasure at the end of the night. I would just have you up. I'd be watching you on Twitch, right? And now obviously your hours have changed too, so I can't
obviously
factor that in. But for instance, when I was working, I could have him up on my phone and still be sending text messages or working, doing all this stuff. I just can't do it on Facebook. I lose all access to my phone if I pull him up. And it sucks. So once I figure that out, I have no qualms with Facebook.
Qualms. No qualms.
Other than that logo. Fucking logo confused the hell out of me. Where's the fucking F in the logo? He got mad at me in stream. He thought I was trolling him.
I wasn't mad.
I was you literally have just a blue G.
I cannot believe he's playing this dumb.
I wasn't playing dumb.
That was my logic. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me that you were actually fucking clueless.
I'm it's a fucking blue G. I could probably put together, but I was more why is this Facebook Gaming's logo? It's a blue G. Why can't it be a blue FG or something?
FB.GG. The whole thing about it's the GG. Even when you type in our chats and just put GG, it'll put an animation on the screen.
But the logo is it 2 Gs? It looks like 1 G.
No, it's 2.
Redo their design for them and ship it. Maybe that'll be your payday.
Because their actual logo is animated for the 2G.
I'll have to see it.
It's actually on Charles's stream right now. You can catch it with the 2Gs in a minute.
I'm going to make sure I follow Charles. It's Nom007. Although, as I mentioned, Charles, I'm not on Facebook that much, so it comes with a caveat. But it's still a follow. You'll still pop up.
You can win a Samsung Odyssey monitor.
What did you say?
So make sure you stop by. You can win an Odyssey monitor.
It's a good one.
I don't know where I'd put it, guys. I don't know where I'd put it.
It'll replace your center. It's amazing. Editing is so much better on a bigger monitor.
I don't edit. You know that.
I don't edit too much anymore.
All right, guys. Anything closing thoughts, Charles, or anything you had that you wanted to touch on? I got to know you, and that was huge.
I'm glad I got to know you. I always watch Black's stream on Facebook when you're doing it, and I'm I really don't have any idea who this Caesar guy is.
Yeah, no, it's funny, right? When I pop into his chat and he treats me like I'm a regular, but I'm never there. I'm I'm never there, and he's treating me like you should know who I am. It's no, nobody knows who I am, because I mean, when in 2020, Black and I were playing together. I was in his stream very often. Look at it. You always showing your phone to the screen. this. You're always like trying to get your phone in the screen.
What?
That was
very
the old episode
visual.
back
I like
there.
to
No, I know,
show
I know.
things.
But yeah, so it's funny. It is funny because I'm like, yeah, other than KDV who's in there and knows who I am, like there's probably not many people in there that are like, I know who this is. And
Yeah.
and also do you call me Chase in the stream?
I cycle.
Sometimes you
It's
say
just like
Caesar and people are
Charles.
probably like, I
Yeah.
have no idea who that is. Like who's he talking to? But yeah. Anywho. No, it was great getting to know you, and I'll look out for. I'll try to catch some games. Hear the banter between your wife and I, so I feel better about the banter
is
my wife and I have.
Single-handedly the best you will hear, especially when Kenna is wrong and Charles knows it.
I've
But
definitely
Kenna
seen her.
knows it
I've definitely
too,
seen her in
and
chat.
she won't admit it.
I've definitely seen her in chat. I've
Okay.
seen her name in chat.
It is the single best thing I will ever experience. When Kenna knows she's wrong but won't admit it, and Charles is just going along with it. It's the best. There's nothing to compare.
What I might have to do is get somebody who carries me to stream snipe them so we can get a pizza. That's might be what we have to do. Get a different name, gamer tag, so he doesn't know it's me coming in. Have a little, win a pizza. All right, guys. I appreciate the conversation. It was awesome. This was good. I know Black, you didn't have much for Charles because you already know him, but I think I know him so much better now. I know that we're older than you, Black.
I couldn't even think of what to ask him.
Yeah, because you already know it. You already know it. I mean, we touch on a
Black's just
lot.
afraid of my responses. I'm in his chat all the time saying stuff I shouldn't.
This is true. My bot's always like hiding their messages, especially Kenna's. Kenna gets a hidden message at least every other time.
Well, I'm jealous. I look forward to hearing about your guys' meetup later this year. Everybody else, we'll say hopefully next week. We'll see how it goes. Remember to sign up in the Dad Club Gaming Discord. If you want to be on a future episode, Charles, you're obviously welcome back anytime in the future. Like I tell everybody, so far we haven't come across anybody who I don't want to have on again. So we'll definitely get you on again if you want, just to shoot the shit, find out. Maybe we get a good Call of Duty out or something that we can talk about.
Your episode was pretty rough.
Yeah.
He's in my chat right now.
Who was that?
Budster.
Oh,
I wouldn't have
you
him
said
back on.
you said Budster.
No.
Hey, real quick, Budster's out there in chat. Guess what I purchased this week during the Luna sale? American Truck Simulator, baby. Yeah, I'm coming for you, Budster. I'm gonna run you off the road at some point. Okay. I just got to
buy the wheel and everything.
That's why I'm not playing it until I get the full thing. I'm gonna get the wheel. I'm gonna get the pedals, but I'm gonna ask for later this year for like a Christmas or not Christmas, probably like a birthday.
I think SnowRunner would be better than American Truck Simulator.
I have SnowRunner.
Fun.
I think I have SnowRunner because I think
awesome.
it was free. I think on Epic a while ago, and I think I have it. But I got American Truck Simulator, so that'd be cool. And I strictly got it because Budster talks so heavily of it, and I popped in and I watched them like running things off the road, and I was like,
if you watched Buster, all you did was watch somebody mow grass in the median and hit guardrails.
That's what I enjoyed about it. I was like,
I loved it.
I was like, I can't do this in my own car. Let me do it
He has
virtually.
his own truck now. Did you know that?
Buster said, "Hit him up when you want to join."
He
Sounds
has
good.
his own Budster semi now.
That's awesome. It looks badass.
It's dope.
I give him so much grief, but man, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I live to give that man shit. I'm literally
You know what?
only in his stream
Actually, hold
to
on.
give him shit.
We're closing up shop. I haven't done this in a while. Close up, open, close up, open. I'm pretty sure it was Budster who was giving that hacker a little bit too much leeway. I couldn't tell the voices, but I'm pretty sure it was him giving him the most
was
like it's
Budster.
okay kind of thing.
Budster's the one that wanted him in my Discord.
Come on.
I'm like, I do
Come on,
not.
Budster. That's why you're not going to get back on here, because you'll just be like, hey, come in here, Kyle. Hang out with us. Talk to us about hacking and how we think you're great.
Kyle is the best hacker name. Just throwing that
And
out
the
there.
Fat man. Yeah, true.
Kyle.
Yeah, so, anywho, it was great getting to know you, Charles. I'll definitely want to stop in. and see that banter between you and your wife. Maybe catch Black on some night meds. It'll be good comedy to hear that as well. Guys, I'm gonna take us into the fuzzy screen. Everybody else, we'll try to catch you next week. All right.
I appreciate it.